second. If we're going to fight this straight, our top guy has got to extend the passing lane, number one. He extends the passing lane, and number two, if we are not going to switch this, as he makes a tight cut, this guy has got to step out and take him right here. Momentarily take him. Otherwise, we are not going to be able to defend him. We've got to help. Top man extends the passing lane in a double screen, and then he steps out and plays the cutter on a tight cut. Plays him hard. Makes him come back. And now we can play him without the switch. The bottom man in the double screen defense, now I'm the bottom man. As he goes, I step back. And I'm ready to play either guy. If, as the top man steps out, he releases, our top defender steps out, and their top screener releases, I pick him up. And now we have a situation where as he moves, he's been picked up, and now we get through and fight this as well as we can, and now I have come back to take the bottom man, which in effect is a switch. So that's the kind of thing that I think necessitates the ability to switch. The double screen is a lot different than the single screen when it comes to switching. Now I'll show you a move that's pretty damn tough to defend against. I want you back down here on the block and you two guys up on the foul line. All right, now we run this in our offense to get our offense started. We just call it double. All right? I put our best shooter right here. He's going to be on the inside of the screen. Move out just a little bit off, about 3 steps off and face the lane. All right? This is a good scorer right here, too. Quick kid, he reads well. We send these two guys down after him on a double screen. Hard down after him. What we basically want him to do is set it up and come low. Ball's up here, another man over there. Give me 2 whites, one up on top. Bring a ball up on top. And the other guy over here. All right, now what we're trying to do is bring him off into an area right here. All right? This is tough to handle without the bottom guy coming in to help a little bit on defense. Well, what we're now going to do, once we've run this double screen, we're going to step him right down and in hard and bring him right off to the foul line. This is our best shooter right here. Now, that is very hard to defend if you're not going to switch. Run it again. Just run what I've said. Now, start up on the foul line. Let's go, boys. Start on the foul line. Down, down, hard. That is a very hard thing to defend if you're not going to use the switch. All right? Now, we can change this a little bit. Let's see how you guys set it up again. All right, this time I want you to make the high cut. Okay, we make the high cut. Come ahead, boys. High cut. Here we go. All right, now what do you think you guys are going to do? You're going to screen up here. Now remember, his man's probably going to help up here. So you're going up to help on him. All right, here he goes. And now you're coming into this whole open area right here with 2 feeders. You've got a feeder here. He can't quite get it to you. He hits, and now here you come. So the double screen, I think, really creates a problem for us defensively if we're not going to switch. I believe you can sense from what I've said thus far that I think switching is very important in good defense. And we'll get into switching as a whole topic here in a little bit. But I just wanted to show you an area here. I think it's even more difficult when a double screen is used to stay away from switching than it is on a back pick on the ball. Okay, good, boys. Thank you. I don't think that we have really run this double, if we've executed it well, that we failed to get a good shot because you've just got too much action. Even the best of teams, I'll give you a little bit of an example about offense against the switch. Several years ago, we were playing Notre Dame. And Notre Dame had a very good team, and we had a very good team. We were both ranked in the top 5 in the country at that time. And Notre Dame did a lot of full-court pressing, and they changed the press around a little bit. They would press with a zone, then they'd press man-to-man, they'd match up a little bit. They did 3 or 4 little subtle things in their press. Well, we had just 2 days to get ready for the game, and I can remember on a Sunday afternoon, I'm trying to get our players to recognize what Notre Dame is doing. Recognize whether it's straight zone or man-to-man or matchup. 3 different things they had. And we're working at it. One of our really good players was standing beside me. I'll never forget this. He was standing here, and I'm standing here watching what's happening. And he had rotated out, and he kind of nudged me, and he said, "Coach," he said, "can you tell every time what the defense is in?" I mean, he asked me. And I looked at it and thought a second and said, "Let's shoot free throws." Now, as we're shooting free throws, I'm thinking to myself, I'm not sure that I can. I had one of my assistant coaches changing the defenses around a little bit, and not only am I not sure that I can, I'm saying to myself, our players are going to have a hell of a time during a game deciding is it A, B, or C. So what we ended up doing was just putting 3 people, 1, 2, 3, on an inbound situation, and they just cut and screen. Didn't make any difference what the defense did. We cut and screen, just as though we had an offense called triangle, where we put 3 people in between the baseline and the foul line and play a 3-man screening game. And I talked about that last year when I was down. But we use that screening game and the things we do against the switch to get the ball in bounds without paying any attention at all to what the defense was doing. We beat Notre Dame pretty easily and turned the ball over 1 time. Now, what that told me was this. Not just was this a good setup to use against matchup or switching presses, but it told me this. Notre Dame was a good team. And it told me that 3 people cutting and screening is very difficult to defend with switching or matchup or anything. So that's kind of what I'm getting at when I talk about a double screen being difficult to defend. I don't think the double screen where we run a guy on the baseline is as difficult as a double screen that moves into the defensive man, where the offensive cutter comes high and the top man goes low, or he comes low and the bottom man comes high. And then in that action, if we have 2 fairly decent shooters, or maybe I'm a pretty decent player, average shooter, pretty good player, we set the double screen. Low cut. Bottom man comes off me. So we have action this way, and I step back and get the ball, and what have I got? Well, I don't know. But as you think about things offensively, sending 2 people after somebody is a difficult thing for the defense to handle. I don't care what you're going to do, and I think almost impossible to handle if you don't switch, because you're going to have to help. And if this bottom defender on the double screen. I'm the bottom defender now, and it's a low cut. And these two guys have gotten a good screen on the defensive man. I have got to step back, or it's a layup. I have got to protect the bucket. We're not switching now, and the defensive man gets through. He fights through eventually. But now I'm 10 feet off my man. Down screen, or he screens in, and my man steps up. Very, very, very difficult thing to defend against. All right, that's an idea, then, I think, of those things that we would be trying to defend without using the switch, at least up until this double screen. We can handle the cutter running baseline off a staggered screen or off a double screen by just chasing the hell out of him. We can pretty well handle that with a little help from on top by not switching. Now, let me give you a checkpoint for what we've done to date. Let me have 4 whites up here and 4 blacks up here. Quickly, let's go. Okay, give me 2 whites up here with the ball, and let's defend those 2 whites. Okay, now, our basic checkpoint for our defense is right here, 4 on 4. This is a basic check for us. Everything that we've done so far on defense, we can look at right here, and we can check. Let me just show you what I mean. We can start up on top. Just get set up, boys. We can start up on top with our stance. We start with our stance on the ball. We start with our help position up on top. Now, what I might say to you guys is this. Get a little bit wider. What I might say to you guys is get in your good stance here. So, attaboy, get those hands. All right, now, what I might say to you to start this on offense is that we're going to play 4 on 4 and reverse the ball. All right, what that means is you're going to bring it up. Okay, you bring it up. No, just stay where you are. Now, you're ready. You bring it up. Stay behind the line now. All right, as you bring it into the play, get back now. Get back. That's it. As you bring it into the play, maybe you make a dribble here, maybe not. You just pick it up and reverse it. Go ahead. Just throw it now. All right, now what that does, hold it, boys. What that does is that takes you out of help position. And now you're playing the ball as you bring the ball on in. Now your role has changed, and so has yours. On the pass, you've got to jump to the ball and put yourself in a help position. So we've just made you 2 guys change your positioning a little bit. Instead of, bring the ball back here now, instead of just coming in and you're all set to play the ball, so you just play the ball, and we just say reverse it every time. And then I may say reverse it twice. So you bring it up, make your adjustment, reverse it. All right, that's it. Get into help. Good, good. All right, now, before you cross midcourt, maybe you take 1 dribble, bring it right back, reverse it, and now you go. And so we've made everybody reverse a little bit here. We've made everybody change position. We've tried to get a look at how they do it. Do they do it well enough? If you've got a chance, like let's say we're going to reverse it twice. So you bring it up here to the outside. You're playing it good. You reverse it. All right, you take it over. Now you reverse it. All right, now hold it. Now go ahead, reverse it. Now let's say you're slow coming back, and you see this, okay? So immediately as he comes to jump you attaboy, good. Now he's not done a good enough job coming back to get into a help position. So we'll try and put little things in what we're doing. Now the next thing we can do is bring these 2 guys in and put them on either side of the key right here. Come on in. All right, now, as he brings the ball into play, he's going to bring the ball into play. I want you 2 guys to cross. Okay? Go ahead. Take it back now. Just bring it into play. Bring it in. Cross hard. All right, good. Now, all we're doing is setting up a situation that we have to defend. We're not going to switch this now, boys. So you've got to get through. We've got to try to get as much pressure as we can. And by the same token, we're working offensively with what we're doing here. See, if you play 4 against 4 defensively, and I talked a little while ago about advantage and disadvantage. If you're playing 4 against 4, you have given the offense a real advantage. I actually think that in another 10 years, that athletes are going to be so good and so big that 5-on-5 is going to be too many people playing basketball. I really think that 10 years from now, this will be a better game with 4 playing than 5. Just think about that. You know, when basketball first started, we had a bunch of little guys playing. You know, now we got 6'8" and 6'9" guys that can play guard. I mean, everybody's got 7-foot guys. 5 of these guys playing against 5 guys is, I think, almost too big for the court right now. And I think in another 10 years it will be. And maybe that won't happen. But this lane, again, as I said, helps you defensively because it puts people closer together. And anytime you reduce spacing, it helps the defense. When the offense doesn't keep track of spacing, when the offense has poor spacing, it helps the defense. This lane jams up spacing a little bit. Four-on-4 creates a definite advantage for the offense because it gives the offense more room in which to maneuver. And the defense has got a more difficult job playing 4-on-4 than it has playing 5-on-5. Now, we can do all kinds of things. We can set up a high-low to start with. All right? As they bring the ball into play, we set a down screen. Just automatic. Now, we down screen, we come up. Maybe both of these guys jump him momentarily. You read this and spin out, looking to get the ball over here. But we put something in that we want to do offensively, and we make sure we're defending some things. All right, now I want you to go to the high post. All right, now just bring the ball right up the middle. You can go either way. Now, you're going to down screen either way. Go ahead. Bring it in. All right, now we're into our offense. Now you can screen up. You can down screen. You can screen up and run a flare, but we're running our offense now. And when we're playing and working to get ready for any game, there are going to be some things that are going to be done against us. And different teams do different things. But if you put everything that's done in a basketball game, how many things are you going to list? You know, you got a down screen, you got a back screen, you got a ball screen, you got a UCLA cut or a shuffle cut, you got the flex action. You know, there might be a dozen things that can be done. And you can set those things up, or those 3 or 4 things that we're really going to have to defend against in our next game, we can set those up basically in 4-on-4 and work against them. They've got a really good point guard. They've got a guard that handles the ball a lot. So we set up with 3 inside and let him bring the ball into play and get used to playing him one-on-one. And see who we've got that can do the best job. Not only that, but we find out, can we pick up here? All right? What we find is that our best defensive player is getting beat about midway. And this puts a hell of a burden on our defense. They help us too far away to be effective, and now when he gets into the help, he creates problems. So we've got to back our defense up, where there's a threat of help everywhere, and where the help is closer, and where we can get a good fake trap. He comes up 2 steps hard, now he goes back. And we always have the threat of that fake trap. So I think it's necessary that you introduce and you show what we've talked about as the basic fundamentals. And then in the time that you have to practice, 4-on-4 is a hell of a way to get everything that you want involved where you can check it and see it and correct it and work on it. Now, the basic drills, I think, are very important to teach what we want done. But here is the thing about a drill. And I'm going to set up some more drills here this morning. But in any drill that you set up, like the contesting drill, you've set it up. And we're going to contest. It's not like in a game situation where I'm here in help position and now the ball is reversed and I've got to recognize that I get out here and contest. And now I've got to do that. And that's the difference between drills and playing. In drills, the coach sets up what he wants done. In gameplay, the kid has to recognize what has to be done. And when you've got a 4-on-4 situation, it's a tremendous checkpoint for you. Because you're going to be doing everything that you want done, plus you've given the offense this advantage of room. Now they just have more room than they had 5-on-5, and it's going to be tougher to defend against. So you're making the defense work harder, actually, than they're going to have to work in the game. What I'm going to go now to is a series of about 5 things that we do with 2 basketballs. Now, the idea of using 2 basketballs, we do it both offensively and defensively. Like, let me show you something we do offensively. Let me have 3 guys up here. Quick, 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 come on, let's go. Okay, now, you're going to be the shooter. All right? I want you to start right here. Okay? Now, I want you here with the basketball. Right up here. I want you over here with the basketball. Let's have another ball. Good. All right, get on the other side. Get on the other side. All right, now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to set up your cut toward the basket, break to the foul line. Okay? Set it up, break to the foul line. No, he's going to hit you from here, from the opposite side. Turn, take your shot. All right, rebound it. No, you rebound it. Bring it right back to him. Start away. Now come right back the other way. All right, let's go, let's go. Work, 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 work now. That's too slow, too slow. Quicker, 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 quicker. Start away, come back. You're getting to where you get it. You're getting. Come on, think, think, think. You're getting it from the other ball. Alternate. Where are you getting it from? See, you've lost it already. I've gotten you flustered already. I have a tendency to do that. See, that's why I do that. Because we got the place full of people now. They're yelling, they're screaming. Somebody's on your ass. I'm the meanest guy you've ever played against. I'm knocking you. You got to play through all that stuff, see? But what you're thinking about is, I can tell you, I'll bet you $100 I can tell you what you're thinking. You're thinking, I wish he'd shut the hell up. Is that what you're thinking? Sure. No, don't give me that bullshit. I've been dealing with guys like you for 35 years. I know what the hell you think. So you're not playing through me, you see? You're listening to what I'm saying instead of concentrating, and you made the pass here, so where are you going to get the next ball from? Over here, okay? So you get kind of in here, and you wish that son of a bitch would shut up. Concentrate on what you've got to do here, okay? Now, that's just a way to use 2 basketballs offensively. And you can make it tough on the kid. You've got to do some things like that. You've got to get it. Yell at him. What's going on? Where are you? Hey, 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 hey. Anything. I mean, it doesn't even have to make sense. But make him concentrate on what the hell he's doing to play through you. Because if you can teach kids to concentrate, I think that's the biggest thing you can teach a kid relative to playing this game. All right, so we've got him working with 2 balls on offense. We can do it with guards. We can have a kid up here where he takes a shot, and we have 2 rebounders, and then he sets it up, and he gets a second pass, but he's just working. You want to work a kid like, let me go ahead and shoot. I just want you to shoot on your own. You 2 guys get out of here. You just shoot. You like, if you enjoy this, keep going. Okay, now hold it. Now come here a second. Okay, that's the thing that I like least about basketball is letting a kid shoot on his own. Because he didn't take a single shot that was like a game shot. He caught the ball, he ran out here with it. He dribbled the ball, he looked at the ball. I want him shooting in such a way that everything is like a game shot. Like he's running down the floor and he catches a pass and he goes up and shoots on the break. He sets up a shot, he comes over, he gets it, he makes a dribble, he goes up and shoots it. He sets it up again. And we do that with 2 basketballs with a kid. And we do it with 1 basketball with he and I being partners. I never, ever let them come out and shoot on their own because I think it's an absolute, total waste of time. They never, ever take a shot that will simulate a game condition shot. All right, now, we're going to take these 2 balls and we're going to turn it into a little thing for us defensively. Not just offensively now, but defensively. All right, let me have another guy up here. Let me have a black shirt up here. Come right here. All right, he's right under the bucket. Okay? I want you to come right here. I want you to front him. Just front him. All right, now get your elbow, stick your elbow back in, just so you can tell where he is. That's all. Okay? Now, I want you to break to the block. Okay? And you've got to beat him to the block. You know, I may come out here and I may give you a direction. I may be behind you. I may point. I may whatever. Or you may just go on your own, one way or the other. Let's say you come to the block. Start slow. Now, as he gets to the block, I want you to make the pass. I don't care whether he's covered or not. You just throw the ball as he's reaching the block. Go ahead and make your pass. All right, now you've got to beat it. You've got to get there. I mean, you don't want to know what's going to happen if you don't beat him there. Okay? Now, once this play has been made, bring it back. Let's say you do beat him. Go ahead, make your pass. You get it, get a piece out of boy, knock it down. All right, now, as soon as that play is completed, you bust to the other block. And now you've got to beat him over there. Don't worry about that ball. You've got to worry about beating him to the next spot. Okay? Let's see what happens. Start right under the bucket. Boom! Too slow, too slow. You let him beat you. You got to beat him. Take it again. Start underneath, start underneath. Good. Come back, come back, come back. All right, make your play. All right, now hold it, hold it. See if you've got a play. So what we're doing is just making the postman play 2 balls. We're making the postman go to one side. If the offensive man gets the ball, he makes a play. As soon as that play is completed, he breaks to the other side and gets the second ball. And you can do it just by yourself. I can take both balls. All right, you're going to go whichever way. You 2 guys get out of here. You're going to go whichever way I go, okay? Okay, not bad, not bad. So I can do it that way. Or I can take both balls here in the middle. Get down, get down, get down. That a boy. I can take both balls here in the middle. Whichever way I throw, that's the way you go. Beat him, beat him, beat him. Now you're too slow. Beat him back. Now you got your play. You got your play. Come on, think, think. 2 balls. We put him in a post position where he has got to beat the guy to both basketballs. Now, you can do it. I could do it this way. Okay, now, get in the help position. Now, get on the other side. You 2 guys jump out of here a second. All right, now, get in a passing lane. Are you in the passing lane? You're back. Get up in the passing lane. All right, that a boy. Good. Now, I'm going to go either up or down, okay? Whichever way I go, that's the way you're going to go. And you've got to beat him to that spot. You've got to take it away from him. Once, if let's say that I come down, get into him, get it. Now, here's how I'd want you to play that. Here he comes. All right, back off just a little bit. Here I am. Here he comes. Go ahead. I want you right here. Get him to go behind you and then turn on him and take that away from him. Okay? All right, now. I want you to beat him coming down. Go ahead. Get into him, turn on, attaboy. We get it here. All right, that's good. Knock it away. All right, now, once we've made that play, I want you to come right back up here. That's good. Now don't turn your back. You see what you did? Okay, that's good. You recognize it right away. That's good. Make that move again. Attaboy. Open up with it. There you are. Now, if I can't get it here, I may come right back down here. And you've got to play him and keep him from getting the ball. But we've got 2 balls that we're going to use from this position. Let's see what happens. Not bad. Now, all right, good. So, again, I think that we try to work to get them to do something defensively and then come right back to do something else defensively. Now, the things that you would be doing here, we can put you all the way from defending the ball side to help side, beat him to the spot. If he gets the ball, you've got to loosen up and play him. And you're doing all the things offensively that we want you doing inside. You're trying to get open. You're trying to beat him. You've got to set up your cut. Once you get the ball, if you feel you can spin on him right away, you're going to. If you've got a pivot, you turn and make your move, and now you're set up to do something here. So we've got both an offensive play and a defensive play here in terms of just post defense. And we can set it up anywhere. We can put it on the side, on the ball side. We can put him on the opposite side, or we can let him go either way from the basket. Okay, good, boys. But the key is the use of 2 basketballs. We're using 2 basketballs to make the defensive man make one play and then come right back and make another play, which is really what you're trying to get done in half-court defense. You're trying to get a guy to, if he's got to make 4 plays, bang, 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 he makes all 4 plays to get done what has to be done. And we'll show you that here in just a moment. But in post play, we set it up here with 2 balls in that fashion. All right, now let me have 3 guys up here. Okay, now I want you right down here on the post. Get between the block and the next line. All right, I want you down here on the post. And you're going to be the defender right here. All right, get yourself posted. Now, let's say you're playing the postman right here. Okay? Maybe he's even off a little bit, like you're face the bucket. You're off a little bit. You're in help side position because give me 2 balls again. Because I'm going to be here with 2 balls. So you get in the passing lane now. You're not in the pass. Now I want you open slightly to the ball. And your backhand in the passing lane. Backhand in the passing lane. But are you going to put your hand toward him or toward the ball? Are you trying to catch his balls or mine? Huh? Attaboy. But get open. Get that back foot. Attaboy. There you are. Get down. Get down. Get your butt down. That's it. That's what I want. All right, now I'm going to do one of 2 things. As you make your setup, start to the bucket, come up to get the ball. Close with him, attaboy. All right, now hold it. Now, as you start to make your move, I'm going to do one of 2 things. I'm either going to throw the ball here or I'm going to throw it here. Okay, now, start it. Let's. All right, now stop. Whoa, whoa. Don't just go real slow. I don't want you to get up there. I just want you to get started coming up. All right, make your adjustment. Turn. Good. Now, hold it. Now, stay in a stance now. God damn it, get in a stance up here. All right, now, I make the pass here. When I hit you, that's good. When I hit you, I want you to spin to the middle and go to the bucket. And you've got to take that away from him, okay? If he stops you, then you just are done. But you're trying to get to the bucket. Let's say you make a good play, you get into him, he doesn't have much, okay? Then as soon as that happens, what do you think I'm going to do? I want you face the bucket by now. You're facing the bucket, and I'm going to hit him with the second ball, and you've got to come up and get pressure on the shooter, but you've got to take the drive away first. What have you got to make sure you don't do when you come up here? What's the word I use? Lunge. The lunge. Attaboy. You've got to make sure you don't lunge out of position. You know, you've helped. We've gotten caught down here out of position. Maybe our guy down here has made a lunge. You've done a hell of a job here in keeping him from getting to the bucket with the ball, but now you're not done. And you can't ruin it by coming through here and just taking yourself out of play with a lunge. You've got to make sure that you recover short and low, okay? Then if he goes up for the shot, you're going up into him with the shot, but you're not getting up here with your hand up and out of position where he can drive past you, okay? Let's just take it slow. Again, use of 2 balls. Get down now. Get down in that stance. As he comes, we go here. He wheels. Get into him. Play that. All right, here's the next one. Here's the next one. All right, good. Okay, what'd you do? Did you concentrate on the play or the ball going out of bounds? You concentrated on the ball going out of bounds, and you've got to concentrate on the play. And that, again, is what 2 balls does. It gets a kid thinking in the right direction. It gets a kid usually, when we run some kind of a drill, if the ball goes out of bounds like that, then we're going to set it up and start all over again. But now we got this second ball. All right, now this time, if I hit him with the ball, set yourself up. All right, get into him. All right, now hold it. Now, you've got to prevent this pass. When he starts his move up, you've got to close the gate and get into him. And you're contesting him all the way up. Take it again. All right, this is a pass you've just got to take away. Get down, get up into him now. All right, here. Now, you get it? Good. Where's the second ball going? As soon as you make that play, here comes the second pass, and he's going to wheel and go to the bucket on you. So you've got to make the play here, take away the flash pivot, and then you've got to get down and help on the postman. Okay? All right, either way. Here we go. Let's go. See, he got it. He got it. You got to make this play first. You got to make this play first. Let's go. See? I'm telling you, concentration. I mean, you want any more evidence of concentration? I rest my case. I mean, it is really hard. And you've got to do things that make these kids concentrate, or they just aren't going to. I mean, he's already forgotten. 15 seconds. I mean, which compared to some American players I know is pretty good. Let's take it again. Boom! See, you're not fighting him. You're waiting on the ball going over here. God damn it, get down here, get down, get up there, and fight him. Don't let him get the ball. I don't care what happens. I don't want him to get the ball. Not bad, not bad. That was better. That was pretty good. And then what we would do, I'd be working with 3 kids, or maybe 4 kids. And I might make the 4th guy the feeder up here. And then we're just going to rotate. I don't let them do the same thing more than 2 times. And then we rotate. We just rotate around so we've got everybody going, and I want to go very, very quickly. I try to improve the quickness of our players in the quickness with which I direct practice. Trying to get them to go very quickly from one thing to another. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm ready, you're ready. Trying to get them to think quicker, to act quicker, and at the same time, concentrate on what we're doing. And you saw how you really moved quickly that last time. I mean, you had your mind made up. You knew you had to take the ball away. You knew you had to get back. You did a very good. And then we can just change sides. I could even start here. Set it up again. Set it up again. All right, now I start here, and as I start to drill, maybe I move over here. Now what have you got to do? All right, you're either going to play post, or I could say you're going to change men when I change sides. So now there's the guy you're helping on. Now he becomes the flash guy, and here becomes the post guy, okay? That's one thing I might do. Or I could say, cross, cross, cross. You 2 guys just cross hard. Where are you now? All right? And now he flashes, flash. All right, here he comes. And now you've got to, see, I can really make it very, very tough for you. Okay? I mean, I've got 2 basketballs, and boy, I can really put you in a hell of a bind in here, getting you working. Okay, good, boys, thanks. Take a seat. But the use of 2 balls, and your movement and your changing things puts the defense in a position where it's really got to play. And if you want to have, if I had just 2 practices a week, I guarantee you defense, kids don't handle the ball real well, They don't catch it real well. And basically, there are not a lot of really good shooters. So instead of working all the time on offense, why not just simply say, hey, I'm going to knock the shit out of these guys on defense. We're going to knock it loose. We're not going to let them score. We're going to make them catch it, pass it, which they don't do real well, and we're going to force them into bad shots. I believe very, very strongly that given limited time in which to work, you can become a much better team with a great emphasis on defense than you can with a great emphasis on offense. You know, the Boston Celtics, the classical American basketball team, the old Boston Celtics, had great offensive players. They had Sharman, Cousy, and McCauley, the three best offensive players playing on any team. They didn't threaten to win the championship until what? Russell. Didn't threaten to win the championship until Russell, the best defensive player of all time. Russell changed the game forever. And in doing so, Russell with the Celtics won 11 championships in 13 years. International basketball had never seen anything like Russell. And where did they first see him? Right here in Melbourne in 1956. And I'd never seen anything like that. I can remember the very first time I ever saw Russell play. We used to have, in the States at that time, you know, we have 100 basketball games on television every day now. But at that time, we had one game a week, the NBA game of the week. And tell me if I'm right about this, but the Melbourne Olympics were held in either late November or December. Is that right? And so when Russell came back to America, the NBA season was already underway. And the very first game that Russell played in the NBA, I was a 15-year-old kid watching it on television. He played against the St. Louis Hawks, and the St. Louis Hawks had a great all-star player, a perennial choice for the all-star team, an all-pro player, Bob Pettit. Bob Pettit was a great American basketball player, 6'9", shot the ball, drove. Russell played Pettit and tied him in knots. It was the first time I can ever remember watching a guy, and I'm like everybody, God, I like shooters and drivers and passers, but I can remember that first time watching Russell and what he did to Bob Pettit. He just tied him up. He blocked shots. He didn't let him get the ball. Pettit had a terrible time playing against this rookie. And Russell, as I said, went from there to completely change the game. Your attitude toward defense, you know, you can say, hey, we're going to score 100 points. You got to score 103 to beat us. Well, you know, I'd like to schedule you. You know, I'd love to play those teams that are going to score 100 points. You know, because all of a sudden, when they can't get what it is they want, and you're probably going to have a pretty easy time getting what you want. And I'm not, that's all I'll try to do to sell you on defensive play. But if you can't guard them, you can't play them. You know, the teams that win and the teams that win big are teams that can guard you. I don't care what their basic thought is. They can run like hell. They can emphasize threes. They can do a lot of things offensively. But when it comes right down to it, they can guard you. And I think the idea of using two basketballs just simply enhances what you're trying to do from a defensive standpoint. Now, let me show you. Let me have two guys up here in a ball. Any two. Let me have a ball. Okay, I want you on offense right over here, and you're the defensive guy. Okay, now, we're just going to go back to that little contesting drill that we had, okay? You're not going to let him get it. Get squared away to his... Now, are you square to the sideline or his path to the basket? Which do I want you? All right, get that arm extended. I don't want to be able to pass the ball to him. Get up there. Get that hand up there. All right, now work to get open. Work to get open right here. All right, good, good. Stay with him, stay with him. Don't let him get it. Keep working. God damn you. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. You can't quit. I mean, how the hell could we have beaten Rommel if the Australians would have quit in the goddamn desert? Did you ever hear about the Australians in the desert in North Africa in World War II? well, you ought to read about them to see what a tough bunch of son of a bitches the Australians really are, okay? All right, that's it. That's better. Goddamn, you could have been in the desert. Let's go. Okay, good, good. And remember the thing about the desert, when we got rid of the British leadership and got goddamn American leadership in there, we were all a lot better. I just want you to understand that. Okay, so we start out with the contesting drill. And we're working a contesting drill here. And as we've shown yesterday, this is something that we want to do a little bit of every night because we want to pressure passing lane. All right, now, we can add a little bit to this. There are a lot of things we can add to this. Let me have a second guy up here. All right, give me another ball. Okay, now, I want you right down in the lane. All right, now, work to get open, work to get open. All right, now, as you're working to get open, take him down. Okay, now hold it. As he takes him down, I may say up. All right, now, that brings him up. I hit this guy with the ball, and he's going to take it right to the bucket. Go ahead. No, you got somebody over there now. I mean, right to the bucket. You don't. All right, you've got to stop him. Good. You've got to come off your man. You make that play. All right, good. He doesn't have a shot. Let's say that he doesn't get a shot here. All right, you drop it off. Drop it off. Recover. All right. You don't have it, right back to me. And we start all over again. I can hit here. All right, he doesn't get it. I'm back in here. You got it. Good. You got to come back. Good. Not bad. All right, good. That's pretty good. All right, so again, I've got two balls that I can use with this. I can make the one play here. He gets the ball. He goes baseline, and you get caught. You get good. You have to pick it up, get all over it. All right, now while you're all over him, you still got, here we go. All right, good. Second ball comes back to me. All right, that's good. And we can drop it off. So I can use two balls in a ball side situation right here. But I'm really making him work, starting out contesting. He's got to help. He's got to recover. But I use two balls, and it keeps that going until I want to stop it. All right? Now, let's set it up this way. Okay? Let me have you over in the other post spot. Okay, now, start out contesting. All right, now, I'm going to make you contest. I may or may not throw the ball, but you're going to contest. Okay, now, I keep moving, and you keep contesting now. I'm still ball side, but once I cross midcourt, you hold it, you've got to get in a help position. All right, now, I may come back to him, and if I do, you've got to recover. Okay, or as I cross midcourt, I make this pass, and you've got to get the ball. I make the pass, get in and get it. All right, good. Now, if I do that, he flashes up. Here comes the first pass. He flashes up. I hit him with the second ball, and you've got to play him in a one-on-one situation now. He's out of it. Once I've made the pass to him, he's out of it, okay? All right, so let's contest it here. Let's see what we got. Flash, flash! Come on. Now, you got to help. Got to get back. Good. All right, good. Back to me. Contest, contest, contest. Don't let him get it. Don't let him get it. Don't let him get it. Where is it? Where is it? Where's the ball? Where are we? Where are we? We got another one. Good, good. All right, not bad. So again, with two balls, I can make him really work. You can start out and make it a little bit easier. Let me have a fourth guy up here, right over here on the white line. Down by the white and the yellow cross there. There, boy. That's it right there. All right, now we start out contesting. Now just go kind of slow. All right, stop. Now, what I do is make the pass all the way over here. You've got to get help, and as soon as he gets it, he's going to throw it in the postman. I want you to beat him there. Okay, let's go through this slowly now, and we'll get it. You get the balls. Okay, here we go. Contest. You're contesting. I come across. Beat him there. Beat him there. Go in. That's it. Good. Now back. Where's the second ball? Good. That's good. So I've always got that second ball. I'm making you work hard to get from here to there. But that's not enough, because even if you make that play, what have I got? I've got the second ball, and we're coming back here to a one-on-one situation for you, okay? And at any time, I can tell him to flash, and I can bring him up. Okay? All right. We've gone through some things that we do with our inside people with the use of two basketballs. What we try to do in the post and what we do out here. And I think you can see, and you can use your imagination. You can probably come up with some better setups than I have. You can sit down with your little notebook and your pen, and you can use your imagination to come up with some setups where you're using two balls, where you're really getting a hell of a lot out of what you want to do defensively, and where you are really making guys work to play. All right, now let me show you what we try to do from the guard situation with two balls. Let me have two guards right up here. Give me two balls again. Okay, one guy on defense, one guy on offense. Okay, you're my offensive guy right here. Okay, you're going to have one ball. Let's just get right up into it. All right, now, what we're going to do here with two basketballs is simply this. You're going to throw it to me. All right, jump to the ball, get your position, slightly open to the ball, backhand in a passing lane. You're not in a passing lane. Get that hand up in there. That's the boy. I want you in that passing lane. All right, now, what he's going to do is make a cut to the basket. You're going to front him, attaboy. You're going to front him all the way down. I may make this pass, and I may not. We'll see what happens, okay? Come on back up on top. All right, now let me have a third guy. I want that third guy right here on the post. Right here. Now, in anything that we're doing with two basketballs, just keep in mind that we could do it 2-on-2, or we could do it 3-on-3. It doesn't have to be the setup that I've used. That's why I say put your imagination to work a little bit and see what you can do. I'm just using three guys up here for the purpose of demonstration. But I could make this 2-on-2. I could make it a 3-on-3 thing where I'm using two basketballs. All right, now, you make that first pass to me. And what we could even do to extend this is let you bring the ball in. And we're going to pick him up right here, let's say. We're coming back off the 10-second line. You bring it in, you get pressure on him, you reverse the ball to me, you jump to the ball, and you make your cut to the bucket. All right, now hold it. Now, I want you to make damn sure you go ball side of that screen. Don't even think about going behind it. You don't care where he goes, but you're going ball side. You've jumped to the ball. He goes. Go ahead. All right, now, I'm going to make this pass, and you've got to get it. I expect you to come up with that pass. All right, when I make that first pass and you come up with it, we've knocked the ball out here. You've caught it. Now, he's going to come down and screen you. Now, you've got to fight the screen right away. Now, I want you coming ball side of the screen. You've got to get around that screen because I'm going to hit him with the second ball, and now you've got a one-on-one situation that you've got to play, and you're out of it. Okay? Let's go through it slowly. Bring it in. Make him pick you up. Good, good, good. Where's the ball? Where's the ball? Screen, screen, screen. Get to him. Ah, you lunge. You can't. That's okay. But you see what happened? Well, no, you really didn't go behind it, but you lunged when you got up here. He came down and but you lunged into the passing lane and took yourself right out of it. What are the two words that are key for you here? Short and what? Short and low. Short and low. You lunged. You took yourself right out of the play. Good, 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 good. Good, good. Fighting, fighting, fighting. All right, now get into him one-on-one. Get into him. Good, good. Ah. Okay, not bad. All right, bring it back. Take a seat, boys. Okay, I showed a little bit about using two balls to get a really sustained effort out of your shooting work. And by the same token, in these 4 or 5 different setups that we've shown here, using two balls to really get a sustained effort out of defensive work. And as I said, I think you're trying to devise ways to make it tougher on the defense than normal play. Think about what this is like if you're playing zone. You know, he comes out, he fights a guy out here. All right, go ahead, go just half speed. There you go, you fight it, come back out. All right, I throw the ball in. He goes back in hard on the postman. No, you don't take it now because he's coming the other way. He goes back in on you. You throw it back out. He recovers. You're back in again. You're trying. Maybe he comes now back to me. Now you're up here contesting. Now we move him up. Up. I bring him up. Now he drives. Now you got to come back over. So what I was showing. Go ahead, boys. Take a seat. Thanks. What I'm trying to show here is that you can take the drills that we're using for whatever the purpose, and if you don't play any man-to-man defense at all, if you play all zone defense, which I think is a hell of a mistake, but if you play all zone defense, what better drill could you have than this? He comes out, he recovers, he gets into the man, the ball's reversed, he has to get back in and help on the postman. There's a drive, he has to get the drive, he has to come out and play his man out here. I think that all of the things that we've done, either with or without two basketballs, can be ideally utilized in setting up a zone defense, if that is your basic defense or a secondary defense. But on that subject, I really believe, and I believe very strongly, that the best defensive basketball is played by teams that play man-to-man. The teams that are going to be the toughest to play against are those teams that can play really good man-to-man defense. There are some things about a zone. The guy that really originated zone defense was a man named Claire B. And he was very, very close to me. He died several years ago at the age of 80. And he did not, when I met him, I first met him in 1964. And he had not coached at that point for maybe 12 years. And he was a brilliant man. And he devised the 1-3-1 zone, completely devised it. Played almost exclusively in zone. Was a brilliant man. Maybe some of the older coaches have read some of his books, the Claire B. Basketball Library. And I happened to go with him. Was fortunate enough to be asked to go with him when he was inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame. Brilliant man. And I would ask him, I'd say, Coach, how do you block out in the zone? Well, you just block out. Oh, God damn it now, Coach, tell me. And he and I used to argue by the hour about that, and he never really could tell me how to. You get the man in your area. Well, what if there are two guys in your area? Boy, he and I just went round and round about this. And I've always felt that the block out and the creases in a zone that you can get to the board to are a weakness of zone play, most zones. Now, I know that some people really work at it, and they're able to do a pretty decent job blocking out in the zone. But I don't think the block out in the zone is as good as the block out in man-to-man. And on the perimeter of the zone, unless you're out here trapping, the zone really doesn't do a hell of a lot to take away ball reversal. And I think let me have a ball a second. I think there are two great things against the zone. And I don't mean to get in offense, but I'm just going to throw out two things against the zone. The pass fake. I get the ball and I make a pass fake. And on that pass fake, I'm going to move the zone 6 or 8 feet. There isn't anything better than a kid on the perimeter who's got a great pass fake. He fakes it into the post, he brings the zone in. He fakes it to the side, he moves the zone over. He picks the ball up, pass fakes, and goes away from the pass fake. The second thing against the zone is a shot fake. The ball is reversed. I think the zone, much more than man-to-man, has a tendency to come out in an upright position on the shooter with the hand up. Shot fake, straighten him up a little bit more, and then go past it. two really big weapons against the zone, I think, are the pass fake and the shot fake. And man-to-man defense is not as susceptible to either one as is the zone. Plus, I think we can do a much better job in moving the ball from one side to the other against the zone than we can in man-to-man. Now, the third thing that I'm not particularly enthralled about with the zone is the really good dribbler gets into a crease in the zone and he brings two people to him all the time. 2-on-1, he gets rid of it, and now the offense has a 2-on-1. Now, those are just things that if I were playing zone, and the few times that we do, really concern me, and things that we really work at in trying to, and I'll show you a couple of little things here that we do actually to enhance our man-to-man that I think are absolutely necessary if you're going to play zone defense. But let me get to the block out now and talk about what we try to do to develop the block out. But first, let me have three inside players here. Any three, but three inside players. All right, I want you guys right here on the board. All right, I'm going to put the ball up on the board. I'm going to do two things. I'm going to put it up, and I want you to go after it. You've got it. You're going to score against these two guys. You've got to take it back up against both of them. You guys are trying to stop it, okay? Now, I don't want you to foul guys. I don't want you to knock guys down, but I want you to be tough with it. If you get a foul, you get a foul. But let's keep in mind that you only got it 5 times. All right, now, if you take it up and draw a foul, that's a point for you. If you get a bucket, that's 2 points for you. And we'll play this little game maybe to 6, okay? Now, I may throw the ball to a guy, too. I may hear, and now you've got to stop him quick. I mean, I've given him a sure 2 points, but you've got to get him and stop him. If you foul him, it's a point. If you block the shot, it's nothing. Nothing happens, okay? If the ball goes outside the lane, you get it right back to me, okay? Goaltend, no point. Move, 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 move. Right back to me, right back to me. Let's go. Back to me, back to me, back to me. God, I can't help it. I'm a good shooter. Get it up, get it. Good, good, good. Get it in. Good fake. Haven't seen any fouls yet. Let's go. Good. 2 points, 2 points. Up, up, up. Right back. Move, move, move. Where's the ball? Good, good. Right back here. Move, move, move. Right back to me. Good hand. Too quick with it. Get it up. Right back to me, right back to me, right back to me. Let's go again. Spread it out. Get some room, get some room. Right back. Let's go. Spread around, get some room. Get it in. Let's get it in. All right, good. Hold it up. Hold it up. Okay, now, how was that for a workout? Was that a pretty good workout? One time I was doing a clinic at home. I think it was down south somewhere. And, you know, kids, I kind of like kids. They're going to be tough. We went about a minute is what we went. Maybe just a little over a minute. And you guys were good. You were not only good, but you were smart. One time I was doing this same thing in a clinic, and I said, how was that for a workout? And one kid said, I didn't think it was very good. I said, okay. So I put him in it for 3 minutes. I had one coach that said, time us for 3 minutes. I said, yell at the end of 3 minutes. I mean, they were about dead. So I said, hold it. And the other 2 kids were great. One kid started at the other guy, the guy that said he didn't think it was too tough, started at him, but before he could get to him, the second kid slipped up behind him and stuck his hand over his mouth and held him there. And so it was pretty good. But my point is, you can bring in, as you're getting ready to start practice, I like things that don't take all day. I like things that can be done quickly and have a real purpose to them, and you can get something out of. You can bring in 3 inside kids and work them for a minute. just like this hard for a minute on rebounding. You don't have to keep score, but you can keep score. You can set up your own score. You can play to a winner if you want to. And then the winner gets out of it, or the winner shoots free throws, or whatever. You can do, again, use your imagination. But this is the best drill I've ever seen for keeping kids going after the ball. They come back to me, I put it back, I hit one, and if you keep them at it for a minute, give them a little quick break, and go at it another minute, in 2 minutes, you've given them a hell of a conditioning exercise, believe me, in just 2 minutes. You guys were smart to say this was really good drill. You did well, boys. Okay, thanks. All right, now I just set that up because this is an excellent little thing to do at the beginning of practice with your inside players. Now, I'll tell you another thing that's really good. You know, you've got a guard out here, and I've often thought that if Tasmania wasn't inhabited, if nobody lived in Tasmania, it would be a great place for guards. We just send all those son of a bitches to Tasmania and put them on an island, isolate them from the rest of the world. Because I think most of what's wrong with basketball is because guards play. They don't see the postman open. They take bad shots. They throw bad passes. They give up drives that create problems for us. I'm sure that no one in here was a guard when you played, were you? I mean, I've never seen a guard smart enough to ever be a coach. You know, and I'm sure that we just have forwards and centers in here. But every once in a while, you got a guard that doesn't really understand what basketball is all about. You got a guard that's shooting a little too much. You got a guard that isn't really busting his ass like he should. Then take your 2 best rebounders. Put them in this drill with your guard. Your guard gets a better appreciation of what basketball is all about. Because in all probability, these 2 rebounders that you've got have been open in here when that son of a bitch doesn't throw him the ball. And so all of a sudden you say, your guard's name is Jerry. And all of a sudden you say, okay, I want Brian and Scott in here with Jerry. And when you say that, Brian and Scott's eyes just get big. And they can't goddamn believe they got a shot at Jerry in here like this today. And they're just going to pound Jerry's ass into red cabbage in here for about a minute. And I'll goddamn guarantee you that the next time Jerry gets the ball, he's out here saying, get open, get open, get open. So that's a little way that you can handle those obnoxious little guards out here that create a problem for you. But again, it's a quick approach to getting something done. Aggressiveness, quickness, stamina builder. Rebounding is so important to us, and we're trying to develop an aggression here in rebounding. Kids that are tough, that are going after the ball, that go up through guys, that get a three-point play. This, to me, is the great three-point play here. This one sucks out here, but this one is a great three-point play right here, all right? So I just wanted to get into rebounding a little bit with that setup. Now, let me have just one guy up here. Anybody, come on up. We don't need a ball. Come on, move. God damn. You got a girlfriend? Not at the moment. What, she dropped you last night or something? I mean, God damn, you don't seem to be very lively this morning. All right, now, on the block out. On the block out, there are really 2 different things that can be done on a block out, and only 2. The shot's taken. Now, he's going to go to the bucket, and I've got 2 turns that I can make on the block out, regardless of whether I'm coming from help side or ball side. He makes his move. Let's say you go to your right. All right, I've got one of 2 choices. I can either make a front turn and get my butt into him, or as he goes to his right, to my left, I can make a reverse turn and get my butt into him. Now, I've got to do one of those 2 things. I mean, make a half-ass turn, but if I make a half-ass turn, it's probably going to be some kind of a front turn that I'm going to make. But to make a good turn, I've either got to make a front turn or a reverse turn with him to establish contact. And I don't think that you can rebound defensively without making contact. Now, if I find that he's not going to go to the board, then shot's taken, and I may be here, and then I go after the ball. But boy, I'm sometimes reluctant to set it up that way, because at that one crucial moment where we've got to get a rebound and we've played good defense and we've gotten pressure on a shot, and I turn, and that's the one time he comes to the board and gets a tip in. Now, we're playing just a block out. We're playing, not this year, but last year in the first round of the NCAA tournament, we're playing Missouri. And UCLA won our tournament last year, and the winner of our game plays UCLA in the second game. And I really thought we had a chance to beat UCLA. And Norm Stewart, the Missouri coach, in fact, I think he brought his team down here recently, didn't he? And Stewart and I have been good friends for a long time, and I told him after the game, Missouri beat us at the end, and I told him after the game, I said, now you've got a hell of a chance to beat UCLA, and you may or may not recall or have seen it, but UCLA made a basket-to-basket drive and a basket at the buzzer to beat Missouri. Missouri had them down by a point, and UCLA got that bucket at the buzzer with 4 seconds to play. They had the ball in bounds and scored with it. A kid named Edney made the basket. And here's how we did not get to play UCLA or in that game, and Missouri played instead of us. We're 1 point behind. Missouri's got the ball, and when we get the ball back, there's going to be about 30 seconds left in the game, with about 6 seconds to go in the possession for Missouri. Right around 34 seconds left in the game, and Missouri's 1 point ahead. We'd played very well defensively that possession. And they take a bad shot coming across the foul line. We're in perfect position to rebound. And our best player, our most experienced player, a kid named Henderson, who was a first-round draft choice and is now playing with the Atlanta Hawks. Henderson, as the shot is taken, here's Henderson's man. Instead of immediately on his shot, stepping in, blocking out, getting a rebound, most crucial rebound of the year for us. Because if we get it, we've got 30 seconds now to win the game. Henderson, I can still see this. Henderson, and you know exactly what happened. Henderson watches the shot, turns, and as he does that, the kid he's to block out slips inside of him and tips it in. So now we're down 3. And it puts, as you know, puts a completely different complexion on the game. We have to score quickly to even have a chance to win. And we ended up not, and we got beat. But for the lack of a block out, you know, right here, Indiana ball, Indiana now has a chance to win. And whether we win or not, we don't know. But we at least have a chance to win. More things, I think, when a game is over with, I think that from a defensive standpoint, you've probably been hurt more often in a game by lack of blockout or poor blockout than maybe any other single thing on defense. Now, there are some things that are going to hurt you on offense. Poor ball handling, bad shot selection. But defensively, I'm not sure anything can hurt you as much as poor blockout. The only thing that would come close is poor help position. All right, so we have 2 turns that we can make in a blockout. Shot's taken down here. I'm up in here. He's going to go to the board. All right, now as he goes, front turn or reverse turn. Now, let me tell you why I prefer the reverse turn. There are 2 reasons. I don't care how you make the turn, just get the guy. That's number 1. If you can block him out by doing a cartwheel, that's fine with me. But let's get him. Let's make the right turn. Let's get to him. All right, now, if I'm up in here fairly close and he starts to my left, and he's going, and he's quick, and maybe I'm not quite as quick, I start to make the front turn, I may miss him. He's quick, he gets past me with the front turn. Also, if I start to make the front turn, he's got a great chance to change direction and go the other way. Now, that's why I would prefer the reverse turn, for these two reasons. Now, if he starts to my left and I make the reverse turn, you can see that I have more room and more time to make contact. I don't have to be as quick as he is, and I can still make good contact. Also, if I start the reverse turn and he changes direction, I think it's a lot easier for me to come back and get him the other way. So, again, I don't care what kind of turn we use, but I want to get him. And I think it's better in almost all cases that we use the reverse turn than the front turn. All right? Now, the same thing is true if I'm a help side rebounder. Say he's down in here, I'm in help position, and the shot's taken. Now, you can do one of two things. You can turn on the board and wait for him to come, which I think is a very difficult way to rebound. Now, I wait for him, he comes, I take a stab, and he gets past me. What I want done from the help side, as soon as the shot is taken, I want the defensive man moving toward this guy. And I want him going at him on the outside shoulder. I want him to think that he's got to come inside to beat me. And as I approach him, I reverse turn back into the middle and make my contact. But I want to go after him. I don't want to sit there and let him come to me. I want to go to him. And I try to tell our players this. The best rebound is a ball that hits the floor. Anytime you get a defensive rebound off the floor, we've done a really good job blocking out. This past year, and I'll get into this again in team play, but we've had a tendency, and I'll just do this quickly. Patrick and any of the coaches that have been at Indiana, Barry, they've seen us as we start our possession drills 5-on-5, we start from half court. And we don't just stay on half court, we always bring the ball to the other end. On any time, no matter what we're working on, it could be man-to-man offense, zone, whatever, we bring the ball in and take it back. Now, we did something a little bit different this year, which I thought was a lot better. We started every possession with a blockout. We were here 5-on-5. I had the ball, or one of the coaches had the ball. The offense was moving. We put the ball up on the basket, and we had to block out before we could start our offense. That's how we practiced our offense the last maybe 4 weeks, and I liked it as well as any way we've ever set up, better than any way we've ever set up our offense. We started it from a blockout. We work on the blockout. We talk about the blockout. And I finally thought, well, let's start from a blockout. Let's start every possession with a blockout. And if we don't get a blockout, we take it again till we get the blockout right. That way, hoping that we could get a better emphasis on the blockout than we had had. And if the blockout is important to you, I think the emphasis you place on it has got to be important. And this really helped us. It did a couple of things. We start the possession with the blockout, and then every possession is started from an open floor. It's not started with the defense set and the offense in position. Now, the defense has to sort out people. The offense has to get into position. And we'll talk a little bit more about that this afternoon when we talk about conversion defense. All right, now, let's go back to the blockout. Not a real complex technique. He makes his move, reverse turn. What I want is my butt right into his leg, between his knee and his thigh, or knee and hip, right here. I want my butt, bang, I want to get him right here. And when I get him, when I make the contact, I don't want my hands back here. I don't want to grab his shorts or grab his hip or grab his butt or whatever. Foul. Official's looking for that. I want the elbows up here, shoulder high. Now that really does two things. It takes my hands away from a foul. I'm not back here grabbing or holding. Plus, if I don't put my elbows up, here's my block out, shoulder to shoulder. But when I get my elbows up, I at least double the block out, maybe 2.5 times as wide. So that if, as I make my turn, if maybe I don't quite get him, I've got that elbow up, and now I have him here. And now I can move and get my butt into position, or I can still hold him here. And I'm not going to get called for a foul. Not here, not unless I whack him. I'm here, I've got a broad surface. He's got to go from elbow to elbow. Now to get away on the other side, I'm here. Plus the fact that I've got my hands in position to go after the ball. So that's the kind of technique that we would like to develop in terms of setting up the block out, which is the beginning of our offense. If we're going to be good offensively, I try to teach them, we've got to block out to get it started. All right, now, let me show you a couple of things that we simply try to do. Let me have 5 other guys up here. Bring a basketball. Let me have a ball. Okay, pair up. Let's get one pair right here, another pair here, and another pair up here. All right, I want you both facing the basket, one inside the other, right here. Outside guy is outside the circle. I'm sorry, you guys not in the circle. I'm sorry, facing the middle. Facing the middle. Inside guy right here on the circle. Outside guy here. Now get right behind him. All right, you 3 inside guys, just face the middle. I want you to get your butt into that guy behind you. Get your butt down into him. Now you already fouled him. You got your hand back there playing grab ass, okay? It's not your girlfriend now, okay? It's the guy we're trying to keep off the board. All right, now elbows out, good. Get them out, get those elbows out. All right, now, here's what I'm going to do. The ball is in the middle. Now, if I were to take the ball, boys, and walk around the floor and shoot the ball, from the time it leaves my hand until it can be rebounded is going to take about 3 seconds, okay? What I want you guys to be able to do is hold that position for 5 seconds. All right, I'm going to count the 5 seconds for you when I say start. Now, you guys are going to spin and wheel and work and try and get a hand on the ball. You 3 guys have got to keep him from doing it. Ready, start! You got right there in 2 seconds. Take it again. You've got to move your feet. Again, it's footwork. Basketball is footwork. Get your butt into him. We're already giving you a start. Don't let him push you. Turn around and smack him. Okay, here, let me take your place. Push me. Go ahead. All right. Get it. See, he's spinning on it. You're letting him be the complete aggressor. You've got to move your feet. You've got to get your butt into him. You've got to get those hands up. You're not going to hold him. Get those elbows up. Get into him. Get into him. Elbows up here. Hands forward. Get it. Move, 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 move. God damn. I bet you can't get it from him. Yeah, probably not. You say, Jesus, that's a hell of an aggressive attitude. Turn around. Don't let him get it. I mean, if he gets it, it's your ass. I want your elbows up here. I want your butt into him. You don't need to look at him. You're feeling with your butt. That's what that big butt's for. Get it. Not bad, not bad. All right, pretty good. Okay, that's a little setup to keep contact. That's a little setup to keep contact. Now, I want you 3 inside guys facing the guy you're playing with. All right, now when I say get it, I want you to make that turn and get that butt into him. Get your hands off your knees. All right, now you've got to make the turn. Make a front turn or reverse turn, whichever you want. But you've got to get your butt into him and hold him off the ball for a count of 5. Get it! All right, now, you've got to make the turn, son. You just can't stay here and play him here because you just got to get your butt into him. As soon as he makes a move, get that butt into him. Knock him on his ass with your butt. Get it! See, he had you right over top of him. He moved you right back. He had you under the bucket. You're trying to block him out under the bucket. Get up into him. Get it! That's better. That's better. All right. So we can use a little blockout situation like this. You can have your whole team in a circle, 6 on 6, 1-on-1 6 times, trying to get the ball, trying to keep guys off the ball. All right, then another thing that we do is let me have you two guys right down here like you're both in help position. You two guys are out wide, like you're on offense. All right, I've got the ball. Get down like you're in help position. All right, now I'm going to put it up. I want you to go out and get the block out. Where is it? Good. Bounced off the floor. Good. Go get them. Go get those guys. Come on, come on. Went right around you. I'll tell you something. Blocking out is not very important to players. They don't think it's a big deal. Believe me, your players, my players, they don't think it's real important. That's why we get beat sometimes. Where's the ball? Where's the ball? He saw it, you didn't. Go get him, go get him. You're waiting on him. Go after him. Go get him. Go get that guy. That's not bad. All right, good. Okay, then the next thing we'll do is let's have a ball side block out. Let's get up. You're both ball side now. Get into him. You're contesting position. Get into him. Keep him off there. Keep him off there. Let's get it. Attaboy. Bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back. Let's go. Next, next, next. Here we go. Here we go. Come up with it. Come up with it. Okay. Then what we'll do, and again, when we get going this afternoon, I'll show you how we start some things with the block out. We get into 4-on-4 with the block out. If I've got 2 kids that I really want to work with the block out, I want you playing him. You obviously need work with the block out. You're the defender. I want you stepping up to get the ball, just right here in the lane. I'm going to put the ball up on the board. You've got to block out and get it. Here we go. We're going to stay here until you get it. I mean, I don't give a goddamn how long this takes. I don't want him to get the ball up here. Get up into him. Get into him. Get into him. All right, take it again. That's not bad. That's better. Get into him. Get into him. Get into him. Get it, get it, get it. Who's going to get it if you don't? We don't have Harvey out here. Go after it. Go after it. Get it, get it. Stay with it. You let him beat you. You stayed in here instead of going after the ball. When the ball's available, go get it. You got to get it now. You got to get it. Get it, get it. God damn, get it. Get it. Come on, we're going to stay here. I will not quit until you get it 3 straight times. Get it. Now get the ball. Get after it. Get after it. Back again. Back again. Get into him. Get into him. Get it. Get it. Back again. Back again. You got a lot riding on this one. I'm hungry. That was better. That was better. I'm not going to trust you for a third one. That was better. Did you think you worked a little harder? You did work a little harder. That was good. You deserve a hand for your work right there. One of the other things that we do with the blackout, let me have 4 blacks and 4 whites up here and give me a ball. Quick, let's go. Get a man. White on defense, black on offense to start with. All right? Now, from the top of the key to the baseline, I want you just to run an offense. I've got the ball. I want you to pass, screen, cut, move. Black on offense. Defense, I want you to pay attention to where the ball is. I'm going to move to one side or the other. I may try to drive the ball. You've got to help. And when I put the ball up on the board, you've got to block out. Move, black, move, 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 move. Where's the block out? Where the hell's the block out? Back again. You made no effort to block out because you didn't see the shot, did you? Did you see the shot at all?
Yeah, I was watching you instead of him.
Well, but then you've got to know where he is. If you saw the shot, your next move is a block out. Move, 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 move. Where's your man? Where's your man? Back again, back again. Come on, White. We've given up 2 offensive rebounds, White. We are going to get our ass beat. Move, move. Where's the ball? Where's the ball? You've got to see it. You've got to know where it is. Move, 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 move. Right back, right back, right back. Let's go. How well does your team pass? Move, 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 move. What do we got? What do we got? Get it in, get it in, get it in, get it in. Atta boy. Move, 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 move. All right, good. Hold it. Okay, take a seat. All right, now that's just a simple 4-on-4 situation. Now here's what I can do with that. From a coaching standpoint, I can do a lot of work on rebounding. By every time I put the ball up on the board. I make a move, I put it up on the board. I constantly work at rebounding, offensive rebounding as well as a block out. If we're going to rebound, I put them in a natural situation here with movement, help side, ball side, cutting and screening on offense, but I control it. And I've got 4 people working against 4. Now you can do it 5 against 5. You can do it 3-on-3. We'll sometimes work a 3-on-3 situation like I showed yesterday with our inside people, and the coach controls everything, but we have an emphasis on rebounding. Then I could change it a little bit and put an emphasis on knowing where the ball is by throwing the ball to make sure the defense is paying attention to the basketball. I throw it back here. I'll try and hit somebody in the head. I'm going to use him. He's going to be a hell of a passer under those circumstances. But now I control things, and I move the ball, and now they've got to pay attention to where the ball is. Then the third thing I can do in a controlled situation like that is I can throw it to the offense, and the offense immediately looks to score. But I have a control over what's happening here. And this can be used for a variety of things. It can be used offensively, it can be used defensively, it can be used for the block out or rebounding, as I said, both offensively and defensively. But I have control of what's happening. And that's one reason why I really like it, because I'm not giving them the ball and waiting on a shot being taken. I want to work on block out, so I'm just going to put it up. When I get it back, I'm going to put it up again. Now, come up here again. Same guys, come up again. Let me have a ball. All right, now, we got 4-on-4. All right, now, I'm not going to set up offense or defense. I'm going to tell you, as we get going, who's on offense and who's on defense, and you guys got to react. You ready? White offense. Get into him, Black. You got to keep him off the board, Black. Good boy. Right back to me. Make the outlet to me. Black offense. Black offense. Where are we? Where's the ball? Where's the ball? Right in the back. Hey, how can you get hit in the back? You got to know where the ball is. Got to know where the ball is. White offense. White offense. You got to block out, Black. You got to block out. Right back to me. Let's go. White offense. White offense again. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Come on, where is he? Where's the ball? Right back to me. Black offense. Black offense. Move, move. You got to block out, White. Where are you, White? Where? All right, that's the way to... All right, good. Okay, boys, take a seat. So again, I can put something a little different in it. And that's saying who's on offense or who's on defense, whichever way you want to work it. And they've got to make an adjustment. They've got to pick up. They've got to react. And the more things you can do that cause them to react, the better I think you're going to be able to prepare your team to play. The more difficult you make things, that's going to be harder than playing in a game. And I think you try to make practice something that's more difficult than the game.
They would also like to acknowledge the support of Converse.
Here for a little while is show you a series of things that we use where I think we give an advantage to the offense and make it tough for the defense. All right? Either by giving the offense an extra player or putting the defense at some kind of a disadvantage to start with. I'm going to start with something very simple. All right, let's come up here with 4-on-4, okay? Let's go. 4 blacks, 4 whites. All right, now, white, bring the ball in. You're on offense. Black's on defense. Pick up, black. Get it back on the other side of the white line. Let's go, boys. All right, now hold it. Now, remember I said this morning that 4-on-4 becomes a check for us. And I can work this, and I can see how well we're doing defensively, what kind of positioning we have, what kind of effort we have, right from the pickup all the way through the blockout. By the same token, I can see what we're doing offensively. Who's setting good screens? Who isn't? Who's making good cuts? Who's not setting up cuts? So this is a real check for me. All right, I just want you to go a couple times 4-on-4. Go ahead. Get in a stance. Don't let him come back. Good fake trap. I like that. That's the way to contest that pass. Good. No switch. Good hands. Atta boy. That's it. Very good. Very good. Black ball at the top. Black. Let's go right into it. All right, now hold it. See, that's how I think what I just did, black ball, that's how I think you've got to run practice. You know, you can't say, okay, black ball, and then the black guys take the ball, and somebody walks back, and now they're ready. That's their pace. I think you have to develop a pace of practice that gets guys really working and gets them really moving. And that's up to you. And during all the time that you're working practice, that's the pace you got to go at. The harder you go at practice, the better pace of play you're going to develop, the better tempo you're going to have. You may not just run up and down the floor, but you're still going to play at a better tempo. You're going to play at a harder, quicker tempo if you've played at a hard, quick tempo in practice. So we get going with it. And go ahead and bring it in, black. Good fake trap. Get into him. Good contest now. Don't let him turn you. That's pretty good. Not bad. Not bad, boys. Help position. Where are you? Where's the ball? Don't let him come over top of you. Make him come to the corner. That's it. Get into him. Take that pass away. Good. All right, not bad. All right, white ball. White. Let's go up on top. Into it. Let's go. Good. Okay, that's good. Now, hold it, boys. All right, good. Now, take it back, white ball back on top. All right, now, let me have another guy up here. Big guy, come up here. All right, now, you could be anything. You could be one of 3 things. You could be a player that we just rotate in here, and I may put you in here for 5 possessions. Or you may be a kid maybe you've hurt your ankle today, and you can't move very much. Or you may be my assistant coach. But what you are is an unguarded postman. Okay? Now, you can move anywhere around the lane. Don't worry about the 3-second count. That has no effect on you. This guy is an open postman, boys. What we're doing now is playing 4-on-4 with an open postman. That means that when you get hung up or you have nobody to throw it to, you've got a postman to hit. Now, this is the advantage we give the offense here. We give the offense a guy that's not being guarded. All right, defense, once he gets the ball, we've got to react accordingly. We've got to get back in on him. We've got to help. When he throws it back out, we've got to recover. You can't shoot the ball. You catch it, you get rid of it. Guys can cut off you. You can hit a guy on a back cut. You can hit a guy that's open for a shot. But at this point, you can't shoot the ball, okay? But there's nobody guarding you. All right, let's go. That's good. Good hand. Come on, we got to come back. All right, we didn't rotate back at all over here. Hold it. Whoa. We had no rotation over here. That ball's back. As the ball goes toward the baseline, you've got to move to the baseline. You were so far out of position, I can't believe it. You should have been right here, and you were up here. All right, let's rotate now. Don't Don't let him handle it. Don't let him handle it out there. Get into him. Get into him. Don't let him come out of the corner. Keep him down there. Good, that's better. All right, that's not bad. But we still didn't come across enough. When he got the ball down here, you two guys were not on ball side. You two guys stayed on the man side, and consequently the cutter was able to come here. If you two would have been ball side, he couldn't have come down here. White ball, white ball. Let's go, white. Good, that a boy. That's good. Hold it. Now, remember what I said about pass and catch. There's a guy that's not being guarded. The black kid was in really good position. We make a pass to an unguarded guy that gets intercepted. God damn, how good are we going to be when we guard everybody, boys? That was good. You're right here in position. You're playing the ball, a pass. What a bad pass. You got to see the defense. They got black on. They're the bad guys. Now, here's a simple thought on passing. I want you to look at this. And if you were playing for me, this is exactly what I'd tell you. See the black guys? All right, we're playing 4-on-4, okay? I want the 4 blacks to raise their hands so we make no mistake about this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, okay? What you prefer, Spanish or English? English. Well, I got guys that don't understand English at home. I got a couple guys from Miami. They don't speak English in Miami. Okay? All right, now, you got 4 blacks here. Here's an idea for you. Don't let those son of bitches have the ball. Okay? Throw it away from the blacks. You know, you don't have to just throw it to the whites, because sometimes when you throw it to a white, there's a black guy in the way. But if you throw it away from the blacks, they aren't ever going to get it. That's going to help us on offense. Know where the hell the other color is and just don't throw it to them. Pretty good black defense. Get up into him. Who's got him? You didn't make any move. That pass was made. You stood over here playing your man tight. The pass was made. As soon as that pass was made, you should have been in here. Immediately, you move on the ball. You don't move on the man. If you're going to play man-oriented, you're just going to get your ass beat all night long because you can't move as quick as he can. Action is quicker than reaction. You had to move off of him, move here. Now he back cuts, you're ready to pick it up, but you were man-oriented. Okay, take a seat. That's good. Now, with this drill, one other thing that we can do is let that man in the middle shoot the ball. Now, we just can't let him catch it and shoot it, but he can take it to the bucket. We tell him to stay above the 3rd mark on the lane. 1, 2, 3. He stays up here. Now, anytime he gets it, he can take it to the bucket and shoot it. That means we've really got to react to help. We've got 4 against 4 plus this open postman. Now, right now with what we did, we just let him catch the ball and throw it back out. All right, we're going to come up again, and this time he's got to stay above the 3rd mark, but when he gets it, he can take it to the bucket and dunk it. Let's see if our defense can react to keep him from doing so. Now also, if you've been shut off, you've got to get rid of it, just like you have been, okay? All right, bring it up again, boys. Let's let the postman shoot the ball now. Black ball. Black ball. Let's go, black. Get up into him. Don't let him handle the ball like that. Very good. All right, now, you had no idea what was behind you. See, this is a team game. You're playing this man, and here's a guy completely open. You weren't in here like this. You weren't playing with move. You got to move your head to play defense. You got to know what the hell is behind you. White ball. Don't let him get it. Good, good, very good, black. That's good. Okay, take a seat, boys. All right. We're making our defense conscious of that postman. So that's the first thing that I would set up. We've got 4-on-4, which, as I said, is a big checkpoint for us. We can check everything that we're doing in a 4-on-4 situation. Now, we add the postman. And we set it up so that we've got an open postman, And now we're playing basketball. But we've got an added thing in there. We've got a guy that isn't being guarded, and he's playing in the post. So now we have 4 guys that have to keep track of the other 4, plus they got to keep track of this guy. And you can do it however you want to do it. You can make him a passer, or you can allow him to take the ball to the bucket. And your defense has got to react to it. This is the kind of thing that I believe develops defensive play. We've put them in a difficult situation. We've put them in a situation where they have to concentrate. They got a free guy. Now, when we move in to cover that free guy, what's necessary? Well, rotation is necessary. We've got to have good rotation to make up for the help that we're given. If we don't get the rotation, as we didn't get there 2 possessions ago, we end up giving up a layup. So this is the kind of setup that I use to work on what we're doing defensively. And one of the great things for me about coming into a clinic situation like this is I quite frankly don't think we've done a good enough job with this kind of thing in the last couple of seasons. I really believe that we probably, and I've thought this, that we probably have been too concerned about what we're going to do on offense. You know, you don't have as much control over putting the ball in the bucket as you do keeping the other guy from putting it in the bucket. And I think that I probably have not had as good an emphasis on what we're doing defensively. And I've made some notes. And last night I went back to the room and I wrote down 4 or 5 different things that I wanted to make sure we had a better emphasis on this next season than we had during this past season. And just doing what I've done right here defensively is a big point of emphasis that I think needs to be strengthened for our own team. All right, now, we've got 4-on-4 and an open postman. All right, instead of there really isn't any set order of things here that you're going to follow. Now, I want 4 blacks up here in a box. Give me the ball. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. I just want you in a box. Inside the lane, probably. All right, now, let me have 5 whites up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Get back out. I want the whites on the 3-point line. All right, now, blacks. Want you down in a stance. All right, you can look at me. You can look where the ball is. Over your shoulder, know where the ball is. I'm going to throw the ball. All right, let's say I throw it over here. Get out on him. All right, what I want you doing is driving the ball. As soon as you get it, I want you to drive it either baseline, where he's got to force you into the baseline, or you drive it hard into this gap where he's got the help. Now, once you're here, you can pass the ball anywhere. If you pass it here, make your pass. I want you driving it right in this gap. You guys have got to meet him, shut him out. You pick it up, you throw it down to the corner. You drive the baseline hard. You've got to shut him out. He gets rid of it, and we drive it in, or we take the shot. If as you get the ball, you've got the open shot, you can take the shot. If you don't have the shot, I want you driving it and making a pass with it. All right, let me have it here. Now, all this is set up the box. Let's go, set up the box. And now they know what we're in, and we're working on help defense. We're working on help and recover. I've got everybody inside the lane to start with. So whatever pass I make, we've got to recover out to the ball. If I throw it up on top, you guys have got to decide which one's going to take it. You've got to talk to each other. If I throw it up and you both go at him, go ahead. Now we're playing 4-on-2. So you guys have got to talk. All right. Let's get in a passing lane. Block out, block out. Where's the offensive rebound? We got 5 on 4. Bring it back again. Get into him, get into him, get into him. Get in that passing lane. No, don't let him split you like that. All right, good. Okay, take a seat. All right, now, what I'm doing here in setting up the box is, I think, something that would be absolutely essential if you played zone defense. I mean, I don't see how you could play any kind of a zone without working on a drill like this every day. Recover, move, shut off the drive, take away the gap, 4 against 5, 5 on the perimeter, make them really work. They've got a chance to get the shot. They've got a chance to drive to the bucket. You're really doing a little bit with your own zone offense here. But you're not just working on helping. You've got recover, you've got pressure, you've got rotation, you've got rules, and the offense has an extra guy. So we've got to be able to play this guy 4 on 5. All right, now, I want 3 blacks up here. Let's go, quick. 1, 2, 3. Get wide, get out on just inside the 3-point line. You're right on the top of the key. Now give me 2 whites up here. All right, I want the 2 whites midway in the key, side by side. All right, right on the line. Get your outside foot on the line. Attaboy, that's good. There you go. All right, now, I'm going to pass to one of the 3 guys, and it's actually the same thing. We're doing the same thing. Drive, pass. They're going to rebound. You've got 2 against 3. You've got to block out and beat the 3rd guy to the ball on the board. When you get it, I want you to drive until you're stopped. If you're not stopped, you just take it in and lay it in. If you're stopped, you pass off, and the next guy drives. And you 2 guys have got to talk and cover, okay? Really good, boys. That's really good. Very good. Take it again. All right, we didn't talk. Both of you went at him. We've got to talk. Okay, take a seat. Take a seat. Take a seat. That's good. And from 2 on 3, we set up the box. This was the first thing that we did, and we've done that for several years. But just in the last 2 or 3 years, maybe, have we set up the box and played 5 against the box. But we'll use our 2 big kids playing against 3 to get them used to moving to help, coming off the postman, moving to help, 3 rebounders against 2 when the shot's taken. We've got to get 2 blockouts and beat the 3rd guy to the ball. And the guy who's handling the ball is always going to stay into the bucket. He's throwing it out against the defense. And now I think we really can work on our positioning, our movement, stopping penetration, not getting split. One of the problems that we had this year as a team, we would get split on the perimeter. We got maybe postman's here, guy drives the ball, and instead of him coming off and stopping that penetration, we would get split a lot. We would get split like this. First of all, we'd give up and the guy'd come over the top. Defensive man here, and we'd get split. Now we ended up, I think I mentioned, we ended up 2nd in our league. We ended up as a 6th seeded team in the tournament, which put us theoretically in the upper 24 teams in about 290 teams. And so in some respects, you know, we've had a fairly decent season. But I didn't think it was very good because I didn't think that we played real well. I didn't think that we did a real good job defensively with Things like not getting split and making a block out and being in the right position to help. And that's why, as I sat down last night to go over what all I'd covered here in my mind, the thing that hit me most was that we have got to do a better job with our defense. We have got to be tougher to score against. The harder we are to score against, the better we're going to be. The more games we're going to win, the better chance we're going to have at a championship. I know that we just have to be tougher to score against next year than we were this year. And just going through things here gives me an idea as to points of emphasis that I need to make for our team next year. All right? Now, the next thing that we would do, or going on with this whole idea of advantage and disadvantage, the next thing that I would set up then would be 5 offensive players. Now, let me have 5 blacks out here. All right, now 4 whites. Let me have a ball. Okay, let me have 2 guards up here. I'm not going to handle the ball now, you guys are. What happened to the new balls? Okay, we're going to pick up now, whites. Come on up, get these 2 guards. Right on that white line. All right, now, what have we got left here? Obviously, we've got a guy open, don't we? Okay, let's see if we come out here and pick him up. All right, let's see if we kind of play these. We're leaving you to play both of these guys. If he flashes up, then you've got to play him, okay? And if he gets the ball, pass comes in here, you've got to play. What we're doing is saying this. We're telling the black team that they're going to run the offense. Whatever our offense is, okay? We're going to run it here. If it's pass and cut and screen, if it's motion, if it's whatever, we're going to run our offense here. We can hit anybody, we can drive, we can shoot. On defense, we're going to play our 4 against their 5. We're going to say that we can hustle, we can position, we can communicate, and 4 of us can beat 5 guys in this possession. Let's see if we can. Now, what are you going to do? Give me some thoughts, you 4 guys on defense. What have you got to think about? What's the first thing you got to think about? Huh? I can't hear you. Protect the basket? Even more than that, what's the first thing you got to think about? You got to think about that open guy. You've got to know that there's an extra guy out here on the offense. So you got to know where he is. So what might happen is this. This guy might jump up high. Here comes the pass to him. You've got to take him. What have you got to be doing? That's exact. And when do you have to move? Huh? No. Not when the ball is in the air. This is a really key point in teaching defense. You don't move after the ball is caught. Defensive movement has to take place when the ball is in the air. Our position must change while the ball is in the air. After it's caught, it's too late. If we wait till the ball is caught, that's too late. And you moved actually before it was caught. You moved when you should, but you didn't know what the hell you were doing. Okay? Now you know what the hell you're doing, all right? But when the ball was in the air, you recognize that you've got to move here. Okay, now, let's say that that pass is made. All right, now, what have you got to think about? Exactly. You've got to get back and take him. Now, they don't have anything. So maybe he throws it back out here. You've got to jump him hard. Okay, we're still playing. Now, if he might come in, we got to come up and pick him up, hit him. You've got to move over, hit him. Go ahead, hit him right here. We've got to rotate. That's good. There's going to be a guy left open, boys. But we have got to keep moving in such a way that we cover the ball. That we make it tough for them to do anything with the ball, and we're going to be constantly changing men. Now, offensively, you guys are passing, coming through, you're screening, you're running an offense. You're not standing out here like this is a zone just passing the ball around, because you aren't going to get anything against 4 guys with that. You've got to work to get that guy that's open the ball in a position where he can shoot it. Or when we're recovering defensively to that guy, somebody else is left open and we get the ball inside and score. Let's just see, Whites, if we can play like hell and not let them get a bucket here on this possession. Get into him, get into him. Not bad, boys. That's not bad. And you've got to know where, you've got to talk to each other. Let's have some communication. Let me ask you this. Do you all know each other's names? You do? All right, white guys, let's call out names. I got Jim, I got Brian, I got whoever. Let's let people know who you've got. Let's bring it in again, Black. Get into him, get into him. Don't let him handle the ball that easy. All right, now, we didn't talk. Each time you pick up a guy, I want to hear who it is you've got. All right, now hold it. Start out right now. I got so-and-so. Good, good. Very good. Okay, take a seat, boys. By putting the defense at a disadvantage, I think we've created perhaps a better awareness of what's happening. The defense has got to pay a little more attention. God, we've got an open guy. You know, let's don't let him get the ball. We've got to get to him. I think that we've increased their awareness. I think we've increased their aggressiveness, because they understand that it's going to be tougher for 4 to play 5 than 5 to play 5. And our whole idea is, obviously, when we get into 5-on-5, then we've already played 5 guys with 4. We've done a hell of a job playing 4 against 5. And if we can do that, then we ought to be able to play 5-on-5 pretty well. 5 against 4. All right, the way I would do this then would be, now come up again, boys. Okay, white's on defense, black's on offense. Just pick it up. All right, now, let's say that we've just got 12 guys out here. So I want 1 black up here. You're standing up here, and I have 2 whites standing over here. Okay, we got a 12-man squad. Okay, now here's what we're going to do, boys. We're going to go with black offense. Now I'm going to change it, okay? And when I change it and say white offense, that means what? How many of you? 1 of you. So that's a decision you 2 got to make, okay? All right, now, when I say white offense, what are the blacks going to do? 1 guy's got to go out. So you've got to communicate that. And you've got to get that decided. Who's going out? I'm out. You're out. Whatever, but you've got to decide that. Now, as soon as I change the color, I expect that team to be on offense playing right now. No screwing around, no walking back here, no waiting on anything. 1 of you is coming in as a 5th guy. 1 of you blacks is dropping out. And all I'm going to do is change the color. And when I do, I want the ball in play before my echo has died. Bring it in, black. Get into him, get into him. I could have had that pass. Don't let him out of the corner. Don't let him out of the corner. Okay, white ball, white. Let's go. Bring it in. All right, hold it. Now, see, that's what we're really trying to work again. That was good, and that was a perfect example. Set it up again. Black was really slow at picking up. Black is going to wait. Black wants to say, wait a minute, will you? Let me get my man here. Goddamn Kentucky doesn't wait. You know, you're going to play Kentucky, you got to get into people. I hope you're going to play us, you got to get into people. All right, now we're going to take it again. So what are we doing now? Blacks, when I change the offense, one of you two has to get in, and we got to get a white out of there, and we got to immediately pick up who we're covering. You got 4 guys against 5, so there's going to be an open man. Leave the guy open that's not going to hurt us. And then we got to adjust. Take it in, White. Let's go. Good recovery. Black ball. No, bring it back. Bring it all the way back. Now take it in. Let's go. Good job, Black, with the ball. Okay, bring it back. Take a seat, boys. That's good. So again, I'm able to put pressure on the players by changing the color without waiting on them to get ready. And to me, that's a big, big key in coaching. They want time to get ready. I'm not going to give it to them. We're going to play right now. We got to pick up. We got to get the ball into play. We got to get into what we're doing. I don't want to give them a chance to get ready. I want them to have to come right now where they have to make the decision. Who's in, who's out. I'll call the color, and now they've got to get on with what I've called. I've set the offense, set the defense, and they got to have the right numbers out there. Not only do they have to have the right numbers out there, but they've got to be in the right position. 5 against 4. I'm not sure that from a defensive standpoint, there is really a better singular drill than 5 against 4. You don't switch, but you end up changing men. You're going to have a guard caught on a postman. You're going to have a postman caught on a guard. You got quick decisions that have to be made. You got to turn your head. Like we've all heard when we started playing basketball, don't turn your head. Hell, if you don't turn your head, you can't play defense. I don't care where you are, your head's got to be turning all the time. You got to see what's going on. Nobody's got eyes in the back of his head. The guy that sees what's going on behind him turns his head to see what the hell is there. You've got to turn. You've got to move your eyes. You've got to cover 270 degrees at least. And you got to see. And to see, you have to turn your head. And we're putting them in a position where they've got to react quickly. And the more we work at quick reaction, I really believe the quicker we're going to make our team. It's just like we had the kids up here yesterday when I was telling them to grow. You know, grow. Well, goddamn, they can't grow. Dumb kids, they can't grow. But we can make them quicker. We can make them quicker by the tempo of our practice, by what we demand, by what we include in practice. And everything that we're doing here this afternoon has a tendency to help us develop our quickness. Okay, let me go on to the next thing then that sets us up in an advantage-disadvantage situation. We've talked about 4-on-4 and an open postman. 5-on-4. All right, now let me have a white guy in this corner over here. Another white in this corner. All right, now let me have 4 whites on offense. 4 blacks on defense. All right, pick up. Leave the 2 guys in the corner, go. We're playing 4-on-4. Let's get back. Let's pick up at midcourt. Okay, now, boys, let me tell you what you've got here. We're playing 6 against 4. You've got a 4-on-4 situation. We're not switching anything yet, okay? 4-on-4, straight defense, communicate, help, talk, work at the things that we've worked on. 4-on-4. Now, at any time you 4 offensive players decide to do so, you can throw the ball to the man in the corner, either corner. Let's just go through something for a minute. Just start, and I'll tell you to stop. Go ahead. Bring it in on the dribble. Move. All right, stop. Now, let's say from there you throw it to the corner. All right, defense, you've got to adjust to this now. I want you to drive the ball to the bucket. As soon as you get it in the corner, you take it as hard as you can to the bucket, and we've got to rotate to cover this, and if you can get the shot inside the lane, you take the shot. If not, you've got to get it back out, and we're back in 4-on-4 again. Okay? Let's go. Pick them up tough now. Get into him, get into that dribbler. Fake trap. Get up into him, don't let him turn it over. Bring it hard. Very good. Where are we? Recover. Okay, now hold it a second. Now, where were you? No, you weren't. You weren't down there far enough. Okay? You were right here, and you were late. He was making his drive, and you were still on the man's side of the bucket, okay? When the ball had gone below the foul line extended, as it's going below the foul line extended, you've got to be moving into this position. If you're here, we stop that drive. You were late getting here. Don't be late again. Bring it in again, White, on top. Now, the purpose of what I'm doing here is simply this. In the 4-on-4 setup that we have, again, we're going through all of the things that we try to do defensively. From stance in pickup, contesting stance, the stance in help, recovery, fake trap, shut off the driving lane, get back and get into the ball. If it's reverse, take away the reverse, force the ball to the corner, to the baseline. Plus, we've now put 2 free guys down here where they can drive baseline, and we have got to rotate to that drive. And if the ball does come down here and he immediately drives it, we're checking our rotation. If our rotation is good, we stop him, he throws it back out, we have to recover. And you guys are looking to get a shot, you're looking to take it to the bucket, you're just playing offensive basketball. Whatever your offense is, that's what we're running here. For us, we would be passing, cutting, and screening. We'd be looking to get a shot. We'd be looking to take the ball to the bucket. But if at any moment we got hung up, we throw it baseline, and now the defense has to rotate to those 2 open guys coming in on the baseline. Don't let him come over the top like that. Okay, now hold it. I want you, what am I going to say to you? See if you can tell me. Huh?
I didn't put the guy under the
All right, but you didn't do what? Put the ball right back down here where it was. Put it. You were right down.
Finger on both.
Okay, where were you? You were man side, weren't you?
Yeah.
All right, had you been right here, that pass can't be completed. If you're ball side, that's just a matter of positioning again. If you're in the right position, that takes care of the play. But you're not in the right position when you're here. So somebody's able to slip into where you should have been. And they ended up getting a bucket out of it or a great shot out of it. But had you been where you're supposed to be, they don't get that basket. Okay? Let's take it again. All right, now, we're trying to force everything to the baseline. Force it to the corner, force it along the baseline. Now, in doing that, what we're trying to set up in this particular drill is simply an opportunity for the offense to take the ball baseline. We're forcing the ball to the corner. Now we get it down to the corner, and he gets it and goes, and the defense has to cover this. Okay, bring it back on top again. Bring it in, White. Get into him, get into him. What's behind you? What's behind you? You got to see both ways. You're standing here like this. You aren't here. What's behind? I got to know what's behind me. Concentrate. Good cut. Okay, take a seat, boys. That's good. All right, now, in a regular practice situation, I would do exactly with our kids what we just did in 5-on-4. Now we're going along and we're going 6-on-4. Okay, set it up again just like we had it, boys. 6-on-4, same way. All right, now, as we make our play, I'm going to let you run a possession. When the possession is complete, I'm going to give the ball to the black. So what have we got to be ready to do, black? What do we got to do, black? Well, we're going to have 4 there, but who's going to fill these spots? We better get 2 black guys ready to come in. And either come in and 2, I don't care which 2 fill the corners, but you blacks have got to get it done with your 6. And white, you've got to have 4 guys pick them up now right away. Bring it in. Get up into him. Get up into him. Block out, block out, block out. Atta boy, position, good. Black ball, black, let's go. Bring it in hard. Bring it in all the way. Recover, recover, recover. Who's got who? Who's got who? All right, now, we got beat and we got whipped because you did a lousy job recovering. You just ran out here. And he just went right by you like the goddamn Manhattan Limited going through Burton City. You know what that is? That's a train that goes through a little town near where I grew up, the Manhattan Limited, okay? And that's what he went by. I mean, this guy just let an enormous fart, and he went by so quick you didn't even get a whiff of it as he went by you. Because you were out here. You're in a passing lane. You lunged. You came out here with a half-assed attempt to play. You know, you come out here short and low, that doesn't happen. You got the corners, boys. Bring it, bring it. Good, good. Recover. Who's got him? Who's got the ball? Okay, we didn't talk, really. We didn't talk. We had 2 guys going at the ball. We didn't talk down here. Okay, good. Now, take a seat. Okay, that gives you a little bit of an idea. Again, just as we did in 5-on-4, gives you an idea where you can force them to do some thinking. White ball, black ball, who's going to fill the corners, who's going to pick up what guy. And the more you work at that, the quicker they react to what's happening out here. And again, basketball, the 3 things: concentration, anticipation, reaction. And you can't get the 3rd one unless you have the 1st one. If you don't have concentration, kid just runs out here to pick up a guy. There's a hell of a difference between running out here at a guy and coming out here short and low to stop the drive. One gets it done, the other doesn't. All right, the last thing in this series of drills that we do is something that I call 5-man change. We play 5-on-5. You can do it 4-on-4. We haven't done anything 5-on-5, so I'm going to do this 5-on-5 for you. But as I said, this can also be a 4-on-4 drill. And you'll see the advantage that the offense has here in just a moment. All right, now let's get 5 blacks and 5 whites out here. All right, let's start with black ball. Pick them up at midcourt. All right, now I want you to go slowly through this. I'm going to explain to you what we're going to do. We're going to start with a half-court offense. You're going to bring the ball in our half-court offense. Bring it in, slow. All right, let's get some movement down here, blacks. Let's get a little screen. Let's get some interplay going. No switching. All right, now, at some point, I'm going to yell change. Whoever has the ball, when I yell change, drops it right there. You have it, you drop it. You're going to pick it up. First offensive guy, the white becomes offense, the black becomes defense. You're going to try and score right now. If you can pick it up and drive it to the bucket, you're going to do so. All right, black, here's the problem that you have. When I call change, black back on offense. When I call change, the white is going to offense. The black drops the ball right there. White picks it up, and now black, you got to pick up somebody other than the guy that was guarding you. You got to go get somebody else. You got to go over here. You got to come up here. You got to move. You can't pick him up. Everybody's got to change men. That's good. Let's try it slowly. Black ball. You cannot pick up the guy guarding you. Change. All right, now hold it. Now hold it. Now, you see that, and what's his name? John? John wasn't playing that very well. Don't you agree? He was really screwing you up, wasn't he? I mean, would you say, kind of unequivocally, that John was sort of shitty there? I agree. Okay. You don't like that, do you, John? Huh?
No.
Well, then, goddammit, don't be shitty. Get in here. Okay, now, but here's the problem with kids. I don't care whether it's Australian kids or American kids. You know John's screwing up, but you don't want to say anything to John. You don't want to hurt poor John's feelings. John's your buddy. Maybe you're trying to go out with John's sister. I don't know what the hell the deal is. But get John's ass where it belongs, because that helps us, okay? Now, John, I got him. Get back here, John, whatever, but you've got to talk. When you recognize something that has to be done, you got to talk about it. You got to tell the other guy. Recognition of play is a great asset. If you see that, that is really good because you've got your mind in. But just to sit there and say, oh, I don't want to get on John's feelings. John's my buddy. Tough shit. Get him the hell out of there. He's screwing you. Okay?
Yep.
What do you say about John? Huh? How about the hell with John?
Yep.
Get your ass back here. Okay? Let's take it again now. Let's go full tilt and see what happens. John, you ready?
Yeah.
We got you straightened out?
Yeah.
You're sure?
Yeah.
Change! All right, now, let me tell you something. I don't mind that. I don't mind that, because that was pretty good. That was not a bad play. You damn near got it. Damn near got it, but that only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, okay? Get it the next time. Make sure you can get it. Now, that's effort, and I'm a big guy on effort, so I liked your effort, and I'm not going to really complain about that too much, because I think you actually maybe tipped the ball. Did you tip it?
Yeah, I got a finger.
Good, that's all right. Get your whole finger on it next time. That wasn't bad. And you know what else I liked about it? Immediately, you're thinking to yourself, I lunged, right? And then what were you thinking? Oh, shit, he's going to be on my ass now. Okay? But I like that because you're thinking. That was really good. All right, let's take it again. Bring it in. Change! 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 Okay. All right, hold it. Take a seat, boys. Now, I think that's pretty good. And see, we've got kids working now. We've got them really, they're thinking. And if we can get them to make that change, look what we've done. We've played full court basketball on half court. We've changed the possession, but we're not giving the defense the luxury of going to the other end of the floor. We're keeping them at this end. And the offense can score immediately. And we gave the defense a further problem. When the change is made, I just can't pick up the guy that was guarding me. We got 5 guys changing men. They got to talk, they got to see, they got to react. Now let me tell you what else you can do with this. Now, we make a change. I call change. White was on offense, they go to defense. One white guy doesn't pick up his man, he gets lost. I say, hold it. Hold it here, Scott. What you just did was cost everybody 5 fingertip push-ups on your team. And so the white team gets down on fingertip push-ups. Pretty soon they get a little irritated with Scott. Scott's got a little pressure on him. Now let's see if we can do something here and see if you guys can react to it. We've done 4 things so far. 4 on 4 and an open postman. Any questions there? If I were to say 4 on 4 and an open postman, black ball, what do the blacks have to do? 5 guys out there. You got to designate one of you as an open postman, okay? Somebody has to say, I've got what? I've got the post, okay? What are you 4 whites doing? You've got to pick up the 4 blacks, okay? All right, now, what if I say white ball 5 on 4, what have we got? 4 blacks, not too difficult, okay? John, you got that? Okay. All right, now, 4 on 4 and an open postman, 5 on 4. All right, then 6 on 4. Any problem there? The color I call for offense has to have how many out there? All right, 2 guys have to say what? Corner, I got the corner. And then 5-man change. What do we have now? 5 on 5. Okay, now here's what we're going to do. Now let's see how well you can concentrate. Don't say to yourself, Jesus, that's going to be hard. Say to yourself, I'm going to concentrate. I mean, there's a hell of a difference. When you're told something that looks kind of difficult, don't think about how difficult it is. Just simply think about how you're going to do it. You're going to do it because you're going to listen, you're going to concentrate, and you're going to help each other. Now, we're going to take these 4 things that we've just gone through. 5 on 4, 4 on 4 and an open postman, 6 on 4, and 5-man change. Just those 4 things. We're not going to use the box. We're not going to use 3 on 2. We're not going to use 4 on 4. These 4 things only. What are they? 5 on 4, 4 on 4, and a postman, 6 on 4, 5-man change, okay? Now, what I'm going to do is start out with one of these 4 things, with you guys sitting here. I'm going to call it out. I want you to get into it, and then everybody else that's not involved has got to get up and ready to be in or out. Now, we'll go through one thing, and when that possession is done, you've scored a bucket, the defense has a rebound, you've thrown the ball away, or I've gotten tired of looking at it, then I'm going to call out the next thing we're going to do. and I want to get into it right away. And let's see how quick you guys can react to the next thing. Now help each other. Concentrate on what I've said. I'm going to say one of these four things, and either black ball or white ball. Want to give it a go? All right. Now, what I'm trying to do here is this. I just simply call this defensive change. I've got these four basic drills that we've just gone through, that I've gone over here with the kids. Now, I'm going to put them in a 10-minute situation. This is my own practice now. I'm going to put them in a 10-minute situation where we're going to work these four drills over 10 minutes. And on each possession, I'm going to change the drill. I might not change the color. I may say, white ball 5-on-4. That possession runs its course. I may keep the ball with the white team. I don't necessarily have to change the color, but I'll change the drill. I start out with white ball 5-on-4. Then I may go to white ball 5-man change. We go through the drill, and then I go black ball 4-on-4 and a postman. Now what I'm after is this. I'm after the concentration that it takes to go from one drill to the other and get the right number of people out here and get set up, pick up, and execute. Without saying, okay, boys, we're going to go 5-on-4. So we go 5-on-4. And I say, hold it. Now I want the black to have the ball. We're going to go 5-man change. I want to put them in a real pressured situation where they've got to think quickly, where they've got to react to what I've said, and they've got to really think quickly and concentrate on what the hell it is that we're going to do. And when somebody screws up, one of them has got to recognize it and get it straightened around. We've got different numbers involved. All right, let's see what we can do with it, boys. Let's have all 6 blacks over here, or 7 blacks, all 7 whites over here. Put that ball right in the middle. All right, now, let's just see what we can do. And these kids have done a hell of a job for 2 days. But let's see how well we can concentrate right here, boys, on those 4 things now. Let's see how quickly we can go from one to another without getting anything screwed up. White ball, 5-on-4. Good. Black ball, 5-man change. Get it back, 5-man change, black, let's go. All right, now hold it a second. One thing, don't ever wait for a guy to find you. You had the ball right here. Nobody had picked you up yet. Take it right to the bucket. That's what you're looking for, taking advantage of opportunity. Don't wait on them to find you. White ball, 5-man change. Change! Change! We didn't pick him up. It's your ball, black. Black ball, 6-on-4. Get it out. Take it to midcourt and bring it back in. Drive it. Got to rotate. Recover. Recover. Get up. White ball, 4-on-4 and a postman. Take it to midcourt. Whoa! Hey! Every possession, you take it back to midcourt and bring it back in. White ball, 4-on-4 and a postman. Midcourt. Who you got, black? Hold it. Who the hell has got him? Don't wait till he comes to you. Go out and get him. You lunge through it, John. White ball, 5 on 4. Black ball, 5-man change. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Where did I say the ball goes? Mid-court. Okay, what I'd like to wind up with, got 2 things that I'd like to do, and then I'll open it up to whatever questions you might have. The first is switching. I want to talk about switching for a moment before we get into the mechanics of it. We probably switch more than any team in the country at home switches. I'm not a guy that plays multiple defenses. We play a little zone occasionally, and I'll say this about zone. I'm not sure how good zone defense is. You know, I've talked about that a little bit. And I think you can tell I'm not a great advocate of zone defense. But I do know this. Whatever zone defense is, I think zone offense is a lot worse. I don't think people play very good zone offense. They stand and pass the ball a lot. There's not much movement. There's not a lot of penetration. Therefore, I've kind of come to believe over the years, I believe this, although I don't really do it, that it's not a bad idea to test their zone offense. Particularly a team that's got some really good movement that creates real problems for your man-to-man defense. I say I don't believe it's a bad thing to test their zone offense, and then follow that up by saying I don't do it. I'm not sure why I don't do it. But I do believe that most teams have better man-to-man offense than they have zone offense. And in the few times that we've used zone, it's been kind of interesting. We've been in a little foul trouble. Maybe there's some kind of a screening action that we just aren't handling well. And I've gotten into a zone and maybe gone into a zone with a 10-point lead. And I'll say, if that lead gets to 5, we're getting out of it. Well, we just hang in there and hang in there. And it's always kind of surprised me how well we've done with the zone with a little work on the zone. Not much effort into it from our standpoint, except that the drills that we use, as you can see, in many cases lend themselves toward covering zone offense. So I say that about the zone. There was a time when I just didn't think zone was necessary. But the more that I've watched zone offense, even a kid that's very good and very quick with the ball, sometimes when confronted with a zone, that kid just stands and passes the ball. And I don't think that you can really have good zone offense without really good penetration into the zone. All right? In lieu of a zone offense, what I think we incorporate into our defense that gives us an additional defense is the switch. I think the switch gives you a lot of things in your defense that are very difficult for the offense, very hard on the offense. Let me just show you an example. Let me have 3 guys up here. 3 blacks. That's okay. Any 3. Get a white. Doesn't make any difference. Okay, now I want you to you're on offense right out here. You're guarding him, John. Okay. Now we're going to set a down screen. Okay. Now take him down, set him up, get your screen on John. Okay. Now we talked about how we're going to handle this without the switch. I'm going to step back. John's going to come over. He's going to come up. If he pops back, then John's got to bust his ass to get out there. Okay? Now, Let me show you what the switch does to this. The screen is set on John. All right, he starts up. John comes under the screen. I'm already on top of the screen. As he comes up, I just take it away from him. Now that's what a switch does to a down screen. A down screen can really make it difficult when you aren't switching. You come straight, you go tight, you pop back. All right? I set up on the high side. Go ahead, set it up. Come underneath it, John. I'm here. If he pops back, I'm right out with him. He can't come tight because I'm already there. Right here. The switch really hurts a down screen. If he starts up and goes back, John's right there. And we have no switch. All right, take a seat, boys. So the down screen can give straight defense a hell of a lot of problems. But it doesn't give switching defense very many problems at all if the kids are just sharp and execute well. Now, let me tell you some things that I found out about the switch that I think are really important. Number one, you don't let the players call the switch. Don't trust them. Don't let them call the switch. You determine the switch. We're going to switch all down screens. That's automatic. Because what happens is this, and you know this as well as I do. Down screen, top guy doesn't switch. He says, I didn't hear John call switch. John switches. He doesn't. You give them all kinds of excuses if you let them call the switch. The switch has to be automatic. The switch has to take place where all they do is recognize the movement and switch. That's automatic. I want them to talk. I want them to talk to each other. Switch, switch, switch. But it's automatic. They're saying switch doesn't mean we're going to switch. We've already decided that. Now, what I think you do with switching is this. You set up switching within your team. We have 3 perimeter players, and they can all switch with each other. I have no problem with you 3 switching. Our 2 inside guys can switch. If we get into a screening situation with a big guy and a little guy, we don't switch it. Now, that's where concentration has to come in. But believe me, switching gives you a whole different perspective in playing just about anything that involves screening and coming to the ball. Just like we were talking about the ball screen. Let's come up and set up a ball screen, boys. Let's get a ball and a defender over there. All right, let's get a screener that I'm guarding. Okay, we come out. Get up just a little higher. Get into him now. Get into him. All right, we come out and set the screen. All right, we're going to work like hell without switching this. We're going to work like hell to come out here, to get him underneath, to keep him there if he comes back the other way. Well, if we can switch this, he comes, I'm right here. I'm all over him because now he's mine. And I've taken away the movement here. Nothing tricky, nothing fancy, no surprise. I just jump switch hard. And that's the key to switching. You have to teach kids that when you switch, you're taking away something. You're not changing men. You're taking away his path on the dribble or his cut without the ball. You're taking that away. That's what a switch is all about. You're eliminating something. So if we can switch this ball screen, I jump him hard right here. If he goes back the other way, he's got it. He just comes right back to him. He takes him if he goes left. I take him if he goes right. And that eliminates getting anybody through It eliminates trying to help. It eliminates stepping in. The switch is a simple and I think far more effective way of handling any cross on the ball or off the ball than trying to do all of the other things that we've shown thus far. I would far prefer to switch if it's at all possible. Let's set up the flex for just a second. I want a guy here, down here. Put the ball back up on top. I want you right here. No, just throw the ball up. I want you right out here. Get rid of the ball. Throw it out. All right, now, the flex cut. Usually it's a low cut, followed by a down screen, and the big man comes up, and now we step out. All right, bring this back again. Okay, we've got our big guy right here. All right, we say when he makes the low cut, I just open up a little bit to protect the basket. We come over the top. If he ducks back, which rarely anyone does in the flex, I say back, back. Comes back, we come over the top. I'm the big guy. Here comes a guard to down screen me. Our 6'10" guy comes up. I just stay here and play the guard. We have a 6'1" guy that picks up this 6'10" guy. We were talking about this last night or the night before. This 6'1" guy is now on the 6'10" guy, but what difference does it make? He keeps him from getting the ball. I have not yet seen the flex when a switch occurs like this, duck this guy immediately down into the other post position. If that happened, what we would do, however, is drop our postman back. He'd pick him up right here, and we'd just re-switch. But this 6'1" guy keeps the 6'10" guy from getting the ball. And eventually, what's going to happen is that he goes back down and screens, and the guy comes back up, and I'm right back where I started, and our big guy hasn't moved yet. So setting up a switch against a standard move like the flex eliminates a lot of problems. It eliminates this problem right here. Come back again. I work to get you through. I protect right here. Now, while I'm protecting you down screen. So we're not going to switch this. And in all of this congestion, I'm going to get hung up sometimes. And now he comes up, and he gets the ball, and he's got a shot right there before I can get to it. But if we switch, we eliminate the shot completely. That's why I like the switch. I think the switch takes away so many things that the offense is trying to do, either in motion or in any kind of set offense like the flex. Okay, now, boys, let's set up a back pick out here. Go out and take him. I'm going to play you. All right? If this is something that we can switch. Now, I talked yesterday about how we would play it without the switch. Look how simple this is if we can switch it. He comes out and back picks. The defensive man on a cutter just comes right on top of the screen. Right here. Holds his position. If he goes over the top, he's right with him. If he comes underneath, I pick him up. If he pops back, I go right out with him. If we can switch this. It's so simple. Here he comes. He keeps on going. I've got him. Go ahead, keep going. I come in the lane, ball's brought back, I'm helped side, and we haven't gotten hurt at all. As opposed to getting hung up and trying to fight through and getting around and so forth. The switch really eliminates a lot of problems on the back screen. All right? Let's set up a cross screen. Go over on the other side. Play him over there. I'm playing you. All right, now we got a double low post here. We got two guys on a block. You're guarding him now. All right? Huh? The ball's right on top. Get yourself turned around. The ball's right, attaboy. All right, now, ball comes kind of to my direction. My guy comes underneath. I front him momentarily. He's coming over the screen. All right? The way we're going to handle the cross screen is for the defensive man immediately to come under the screen. He assumes this position. I call it out. Screen, screen. He comes underneath. I take a high position. If the cutter comes high, it's an automatic switch, and I've taken away the pass to him. If the cutter goes low, there is no switch, and he's got him. If my man steps back, I'm right here. So we switch high and stay low on a cross screen. But again, the switch has put us in a position where we don't have to fight through anything. Now, the weave is not so much a part of offense anymore. Every once in a while, a guy will dribble the ball inside another guy and make a handoff. But look how simple it is to play against the weave. Let's have the ball. My guy comes under. We come off of it. We go through. And maybe for some reason when we don't switch, we get banged up here. We get hung up a little bit. And all of a sudden, he's got a step going in the middle. Well, this time, if we switch it, as he comes underneath, and I'm right here. And I've taken away his path. I may force him to come up. I may force him to go back. But the switch has really created a problem for any interchange on the ball. And that becomes a whole new defense for us. All right, take a seat, boys. Now, in our switching, we designate who can switch and who can't, and who you can switch with. So there has to be a good measure of concentration involved. Like in the flex, I don't care if a big guy switches to a little guy, or vice versa, because we're going to get back where we want, and we're going to stay in the position we want. Big guy stays low, little guy stays high. So the switch really helps us there. But now there may be a switch possibility where a big guy sets a pick on a little guy, or they set a little guy down here and now they work him off. Then we're not going to switch that, and we're going to talk about how we want to get through it. And we've just got to see that and recognize that when it comes up in a ball game. I really believe that the ideal team would be a team where all 5 defensive players could switch. Sometimes we'll have as many as 4 that can switch, but that depends on who we have in the lineup. If we have a smaller lineup in terms of our forwards, then maybe we have 4 guys that can switch. Usually, what we'll have would be something like this. A forward and both guards can switch. Most teams today work with 3 perimeter players. So these 3 guys can basically switch. If the team really plays with 2 perimeter players and 3 fairly equally sized, equally talented inside players, then all 3 of our inside people can switch. They're going to run any kind of a screening offense, we can switch it all inside. Basically, there are always going to be 3 people who can switch among themselves, leaving the other 2 to switch between one another. Now, every once in a while, this will move to 4 people. Our postman can only switch with this forward. The forward guarding him, however, can switch with anybody else. And we determine this when we go into every game. But the switch has just, it's like a different defense for us, a separate defense. Then we work on the counters, the offensive counters to the switch. Obviously, there are some, and we've got to be alert to those. The most obvious counter to the switch, I think, is this one. Let me have 3 guys up here again. Okay, let's just put the ball over here. Okay, you and I are playing together. You're guarding me. You're guarding him down there. Go on down. Go on down. I'm going to sit. No, you and I are on offense. Get on the outside. But go down. Go down on the next yellow line. All right, now, come out wider. I want you to set up your cut a little bit, take him to the baseline. All right, we call this a slip screen. I come down the screen knowing they're going to switch. Here comes my guy up off my screen. Here comes the switch, and I slip the screen and go to the bucket. Now, to prevent that, you guard him now up above. The bottom defensive man, as he comes down to set the screen, the bottom defensive man has got to close quickly and get up in front of him, and we've got to make sure we jump out quickly to eliminate the slip screen. And I think we probably were the first team to use the slip screen. And when teams started switching us, we started, and it's amazing with a lackadaisical switch how many layups you're going to get with a slip screen. The switch has got to be aggressive, both from the standpoint of the man switching to the cutter and the man switching to the screener. Now, what we'll do in our, okay boys, thanks. What we'll do in our practice setups, we may play 4-on-4 with everybody switching. Every cross is a switch. Then we may say 1 and 2 can switch and 3 and 4 can switch. And now we work at recognizing when we switch and when we don't. We try to talk about the switch. But as I said, we don't call the switch. The switch is automatic. We're either switching or we're not switching. I just don't believe in letting that up to the players because I don't think they can handle it. They either have to switch or they don't switch, and they have to know which is which. So, as I said a moment ago, I think switching really becomes another defense for us. Now, there are some things that we can't switch because of a guy going into the post that we can't cover, the postman screening and then stepping into the post, and we can't cover him adequately with a switch or the end of a switch. So we just don't switch those things. But the first thing I want to know in team defense, with every opponent we're playing, is where can we switch? Because I firmly believe that the switch takes away. The switch taketh away. Kind of like that. And by working on the switch in the things that we're doing, we can work on the switch in 4-on-4, 5-on-4 actually is involved with changing men, half-court defense, full-court defense, whatever. All right, now let me go on to the last point that I want to cover. Let's get the chairs off the floor, boys. I want to go 5-on-5 here with just something very quickly, and then we'll see if we've got any questions. All right, let me have 5 blacks and 5 whites down here. Give me the ball. All right, now let's say that the whites are on offense. Get yourselves spread out. Let's be on offense. Now, I mentioned this yesterday, but here is where I think every possession you have in practice that isn't under strict game conditions begins. The white team starts moving its offense. Start moving, boys, at half speed. All right, now one of 4 things can happen here. Number 1, if I want to emphasize the block out, I put the ball up on the board. The defense, the black team, has got to block out, and now we're going to the other end of the floor. And then we'll bring it back. Now, as I said, this is something that we've done over the years, but we've done it periodically. And we haven't done it on every possession. And now I believe this is the way we should start every single 5-on-5 possession. If we're going to work against the zone today, this is how we should start our zone offense. Either with the block out, or I throw the ball to a defensive man and we're on the way. Number 2. Number 3, I throw the ball to an offensive man and they work the offense until the change takes place. Or number 4, I say basket. And we have a manager out of bounds with the ball. He drops the ball, the black gets it, puts it in, and we go to the other end. And we work on whatever it is offensively we want to work on at that end. When that possession has been completed, if the ball is still alive, we bring it back. And I believe that that's the kind of controlled scrimmage that we develop most from. Then we're going to play some, but we're not going to full court scrimmage nearly as much as most teams. But this will be the kind of scrimmage action we have. 2 possessions, starting from here with the block out or one of the other 3 things. Now, let's try and talk a little bit about defensive conversion. The basket's been made or the shot's taken and we've rebounded. All right, now, immediately, I want these white guys thinking defense. And again, it's concentration. Now, I think you can tell from what we've done for 2 days that we've spent a lot of time here working on the mental aspect of basketball. I believed this when I started coaching 34 years ago as a kid out of college, and I believe it today, 34 years later, that in basketball, the mental is to the physical as 4 is to 1. Given all things equal, the team that really concentrates is going to knock the hell out of the other team. You play a team with average players that concentrates well against way above average players that don't concentrate, and the best players have no chance. So the first thing I want with our defense is that when we give up the ball, either with a basket, a rebound, or a turnover, we're on defense and we get our ass back on defense. Our idea is to get down to the other end first. In our Civil War, back in the 1860s, there was a Southern general named Nathan Bedford Forrest, who obviously was thinking ahead to basketball, which wasn't started until 1891. But Forrest was 30 years ahead of everybody. He was a cavalry general, a horse general, a great guerrilla fighter in the Civil War. And he coined this phrase, this is Southern accent, get thar firstest with the mostest. That was how he ran his guerrilla band in the Civil War. That's what defensive conversion is all about. Get down thar firstest with the mostest. Beat their ass down the floor. The fast break is trying to outnumber us. Bullshit, we'll outnumber them. We have got to have a defensive fast break. Our defensive fast break has got to be the fastest thing going. And we're going to go back in straight lines. The ball has changed hands. I want our 5 whites going straight back now. Turn, we're going back. All right, now hold it. We're going to sprint like hell till midcourt. As soon as we get to midcourt, we're going to make sure we pick up the ball. Where is it? And now we're going to start calling out people. We're going to keep going back. The first guy back has got to go into the lane, whoever he is, and then he's going to pick up out of there. When our postman is here to relieve him, he keeps coming. Come on, you're our postman. Now we just exchange. And he's here to pick up the postman. But we spread, we don't go down the middle of the floor. I don't think there's anything really tricky about defensive conversion. I think it's just a tremendous emphasis on getting down the floor as fast as you can. And we start sorting out people. We know that we've got a really good shooter in Michael. And the first guy that can pick up Michael picks him up. We know that. Michael likes to come down the left-hand side. We can't wait for him to pick him up if Michael gets there first. First guy there's got to pick him up. And we work at defensive conversion every night. And we work at it simply by doing it. On every possession, even when we brought the ball in from half court, the offense had to come back on defense. We try to go back in straight lines. We try to sprint back. We make it a defensive fast break. We try to get the ball stopped, but the first man back has got to play the basket until he gets released. We lost a game to Kentucky in the NCAA tournament a couple years ago. I'm more than that's actually quite a while ago. But we lost it. We lost it because the same kid came back and got to midcourt and picked up a man and not the ball. And he played, I can still see it, and a really good kid and a good player. And he's playing the man, and the man turns a corner, and the ball is lobbed over his head twice for a layup. And we got beat by 3. And those 2 plays happened in the second half. When I get to midcourt, I've got to find the ball, and now I know where to go. And I don't think there's anything more important than the ball. And then we've got to communicate. We sort out people. We pick up our man if we can. If it's a quick break and we can't, we've just got to get to who we can get to. And again, I don't think that there's anything that's really complicated about it except getting back down the floor. Get there firstest with the mostest. The quicker you get there, the harder you are to run against. I don't think we have ever been a very easy team to run against. Sure, there's a game here and a game there where people have run against us, but not very often. Okay, boys, take a seat. I think, first of all, as we kind of bring things to a conclusion, you know, I'd like to lead the appreciation for these kids simply by saying, thank you, boys, you did a great job, and we wouldn't have had been nearly able to convey to all of these coaches what we wanted to do without your help. You guys were really good. Thank you. As I said when we got started, the first time I saw the Australians play basketball was in December of 1971. The national team came to the States, and we played them in the first game that we ever played in Assembly Hall, where we still play. And it was a really good game, a tough game. The Australians played hard and well, and I've really been a fan of Australian basketball ever since. And even more so as I've gotten to know a lot of Australian coaches and seen more and more of Australian kids play basketball. You won't have anybody rooting any harder for your national team when Barry brings it to Atlanta than I will. I hope that it does an extremely good job up there. I know that with Barry and the coaches, and it's going to represent Australian basketball extremely well. I have enjoyed, as I said, the chance to come down last year and again this year and just share some thoughts about basketball with you. I know that I go away from here with at least as much as any of you will, simply because of all the friends that I've made down here. You've got a real fan up there in me, not just for the kind of basketball you play, but the kind of people you are here in Australia. I've enjoyed being with you very much. Thank you.